broadcasting.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, so recording. Don't have to see everything. I'm going to be grabbing a drink here. Who would like to? Okay, so we're all. Everyone can see the map. We're all kind of huddled around this hole. By we, I mean you and my midness. Who's kind of like dancing to have in the whole
I think we're going in the hole. I think we decided that. Did we take a short rest or a long? I guess a long rest. We're all full health, so.
Yep, we'd taken a long rest back in the main room.
Oh
We still
yeah.
have this guy with us. You know, we don't. I don't know if you can throw a token up for him or something, but we still have this stable guy with us too.
Link
So no matter where we go, we're
established.
kind of
Mic on.
taking him along.
We'll just assume that he's with you. That's fine.
Okay.
And I said let's go ahead and start, and then knowingly stepped out of range of my headset. So, was there any other question that you asked that I can answer you?
No.
Okay. That's my bad.
So, I mean, if nobody's willing to explore the hole, which it seemed like that was the case, I can go first. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
I'll go and I'll follow in after you. Do we have a rope or how are we doing this logistically?
Yeah, we had some rope. My thought was that we'd kind of tie it to this, what looked like a giant stone table back here. Tie it to that so that even if, let's say, the table moved, were to kind of come loose, it would get lodged in this doorway. You know, worst comes to worst.
Well, it's
How
about
far down is the substance in the hole?
it's about 25 feet to the hole. So
I think we said free falling took about 4 seconds for items to drop down until you heard a hiss. So we're talking what, 25, 30 feet down? Sounds legit.
So we need like a 60-foot rope, give or take.
And that's if you
I
want
mean,
to reach the bottom. I'm assuming you don't want to reach the bottom.
Oh yeah,
right.
that's true.
So I think we'd be good with a 50 feet piece, as well as, you know, Matt, if you'd be willing to light up kind of my darts as well as my shield, which I imagine I'm putting my shield, you know, kind of on my back. That way I've got, you know, I'm well lit kind of all the way around going down. You now give, that's
Oh, yeah, no, just ignore that.
understood.
So you've got the rope. You said you affixed that to the table.
Yes.
Okay. So the table is nice and heavy and sturdy. Definitely weighs more than you, Dafkus. So yeah, you'd be able to. Who's got survival?
I do.
Why don't you roll me? How good's that knot?
We will find out.
You know, we do have
That knot's about an 11.
something that might be better than that table. But not so bad an 11.
I was close to being like an Eagle Scout knot, but
Yeah, it was.
didn't have advantage.
But it wasn't.
I half-assed it, apparently.
Yeah, someone forgot their motto. Be prepared and learn to not.
So I'd imagine I'd kind of like get the knot like in this little crevice right here, so that there's not a lot of rocking back and forth, and slowly lower myself down into the hole.
I'm waiting for the checks to come.
No, so
Do you think the table is going to hold your weight?
It's a giant stone table, so yes.
I don't know. We have.
Jason-
He said
Maybe
he said
other
it would.
things. Okay.
Jason said it weighed more than him.
It's a
But the
giant
knot
stone
ain't a hole.
torture table.
It's only an 11 knot, so.
So Jason, what do I need to roll or do?
Well, you've died.
Seriously?
No. So
That's what I'm still.
you should see something coming up here.
I just have whatever Matt's light is. What 2040 or 2060 or something.
One moment. I need my trusted Adaptus token.
My goal here is to kind of slowly lower myself in, looking around as I kind of go down. So I'm trying to figure out, what is this? Because I still hear this hum, which is what's really got me intrigued.
You have Matt's token, so we're going to go ahead and... So you've got 40 foot, 20 foot dim light. Cool. Do you see something on your map now?
I do.
Okay. So below you, we'll say about thinking, how far do you think that rope would actually get down, guys? We've got a 50-foot rope. We'll count 5 feet for the knot. From the table, we've got 10, 20, 30 feet. So we'll say 35 feet total. So Dan can be about 15 feet down towards the 25 to 30 foot depths of this hole. So Dan, you're about, or Davkis is hanging about 15 feet above this pool of kind of a greenish black liquid. The light from the what item did
So
illuminate?
It's my darts on my chest, so I've got like forward facing light, and I've got my shield on my back, so back facing.
Cool. So you're a little glowworm right now.
Yes, I am. I feel like a little glowworm in this room right now.
You are hanging down Dan Aykroyd style over some unidentified liquid. Anyone cut the reference? Dan Aykroyd style, hanging down over liquid.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooze. Hey guys, I think it would be beneficial if we had maybe Pismo fly down here to kind of see what's here. I think I see something off in the distance, but I'm not quite sure. I would need somebody with dark vision and flying.
Would I hear him?
Yeah, you guys could certainly hear him. And Dan, while you're down here, you weren't being harmed, but there's a discomfort. There's kind of a stinging in your eyes as you breathe and speak and need to breathe a little harder. You're also holding yourself up on this rope. The very air seems to kind of burn or just lots of discomfort in your chest as you're breathing this in.
Okay. Deacon?
I guess I probably wouldn't know that Davkis is feeling uncomfortable.
Well, you might hear him, coughing a little bit or sputtering, and I think you're the one that actually kind of stuck his head over the hole previously, right? And got a good whiff of this. It's just a little more uncomfortable actually being down there.
Okay. I would probably switch to my Pismo vision.
Okay.
And I would fly in, but not further than Davkis. I'm not really sold on anything of merit, but if I see something, I might be swayed.
All right.
So.
Hi, Pismo.
Go gadget Pismo vision.
It's happening.
Pismo, what you got?
So
I see you drooling.
With this super mega vision, what am I seeing other than this fluid liquid stuff that...
Well, you should be able to see the entire map, which is not too incredibly huge. So what you were seeing is to the north of you there is a looks like a stone platform. Can you see that on
Okay.
the map?
Yep.
Matt? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Pismo would be free to fly over there if you wanted to. From where
Is
you
Pismo
are.
feeling discomfort?
Yes.
Okay. Because he's immune to fire and poison,
Right.
so.
I
Okay.
got caught where you're going there. Yes, he is.
Okay. Okay. It's just a stone platform? There's like nothing on it or anything?
It is about 20 feet long. There's nothing on top of it. The top of it has kind of a curve to it, and the head and foot of this are kind of rounded. Doesn't seem from where you are to look like there's any seams or anything like that. It's just a platform comes straight up out of this liquid and is just sitting there in the darkness.
Okay. So I think I heard a little hint from what you said and from where you are. So I'll fly a little bit closer to see if I'm getting any more info from this thing.
Nope. So as you get kind of where Pismo is now, about 5-6 feet away, you notice that there is a very slight seam near the top of this that goes all the way around, almost like the lid could be.
Like a lid, okay. Is there anything coming from this seam?
No.
Like
No
light
lights
or
smell.
airflow or nothing like that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Does it look rather benign, like I could land on top of this thing with no real harm?
Yeah, it looks very stable. So think of this when you're looking at it, is you've got this this liquid down here. There's a bit of a current to it, and it's kind of rippling. This looks like a very sturdy, or from Pismo's perspective, a very sturdy, almost like island in the center of all of this. But yeah, just you want to go over there and land on it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. So lands on it, no real problems. He just perches right on it. It seems incredibly solid.
No writing, nothing like that anywhere?
No.
Okay. So I would probably fly back over to Davkis to let him know what I've seen.
Alright. What's
Can Pismo communicate with Dacus?
I can talk through Pismo in my own voice.
Cool,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So let's do this. I'm gonna come back up the rope, and my thought would be, let's tie 2 ropes together. Pismo can make like, is there something over there like Pismo could tie the other end of the rope to? So someone like Zamira or myself, like one of us that's kind of a little bit more inclined like that could climb down the rope, and I'd imagine that this rope's going to kind of come down across over the water. It's never going to actually touch the water. It's going to stay above it since it's a 100-foot rope. We're going to kind of, have him go tie it off, and then someone would essentially be able to slide down the rope over to whatever this.
Like, almost like a tightrope, or
In a way, so to speak. I mean, you're sliding down to a point, right? It's pretty much it's all downhill, so to speak. It's not like you're going to have a bunch of slack. You're going to come down into the hole, and then it's going to cut all the way over, 40 feet. So it's going to go over 40 and down 25. So I mean, it's not quite 45 degrees. It's a little less sharp, maybe towards the bottom. But if that's something Zamir's willing to do, if not, I could risk it.
I probably would be the best suited person, I think. So yeah, I don't mind if Pismo's able to tie that off correctly, and if Jason's okay with it, I will attempt to dex check my way across it.
All right. So tell me, where exactly is Pismo tying this the rope? I like the idea. I'm trying to get an idea of what you're doing. What is he tying it to?
Well, I could just bring the rod down, tie it like somewhere on the other side of the thing, and activate it so that we can anchor the rope coming down the hole to the rod, and then we could even tie like a safety. So if we fall anywhere, that rod is potentially going to catch us.
That's
It's a good idea.
May have a better idea then. Is
That
and
rod I was joking about.
I know. It just gives me a really good idea. So,
Yeah.
The rod's about how long?
About a foot.
I don't. How long you say?
And is there?
A foot. 12 inches.
You said that there's this like a box, like a platform coming up, and then there's something on the platform, correct?
There's not a platform. No, like what
Okay,
this thing
it's-
that you're seeing is
Okay,
sticking
okay.
up out of that. There's no
Well, I see
platform
it.
that it's sitting on or anything else. Right. You can't. You could swing a little bit. Might be able to-
I'm worried that my check will be quite interesting that I've got to do for that. Matt said his Skype's going wonky, asking if someone else can help.
I can. I don't mind if we want to drop real fast.
Okay.
Right.
We'll drop
See on the
it
flip
all and
side.
join back up.
All right.
Waiting for the call. There it is. All right, back in.
There we go.
Hello?
So, do you think that there's anything that could be tied to right now over there? Like, would it, is whatever's there, like, mounted, or is it part of this area to where the rope could be tied around it?
Our deacon would be able to answer this for you pretty competently. That he, through the eyes of Pismo, did not see anything that you could anchor or tie a rope to. No.
But this,
I don't think though nobody'd be there to push the button unless Pismo could push, or Pismo could just fly the rod. So never mind.
right. Well, because my thought would be is, what if we just anchored the rod, down at the bottom of the rope, kind of where I'm at, which is above the water.
Mm-hmm.
So rope one goes
You got
from
air
the table.
quotes around that water, right?
Right. So rope one goes
Use the
from
word
table
liquid.
to rod.
Yeah.
That works. Rope two goes from rod to that area over there. So what it would essentially allow you to do is kind of slide down the rod, or slide down the rope, securing the top of the rope kind of up in the air, rather than this draping rope that kind of goes down over there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It makes sense to me. Now, whether Jason envisions it that way or not is maybe different.
Yeah, I can see that. So what did you say that the first rope is affixing to? Or the first section, like down to where you were hanging, is affixed to what?
The rod would be kind of midair, so
Yep.
we would activate the rod here.
And then what is it affixed to over next to this platform?
We would take the rope that I've got, so I would kind of stand up on the rod, affix my end of the rope to the rod, and Pismo would affix the other end to something over on.
There's nothing to affix
There.
to over there.
Okay, and that's what I was.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, there's no. Yeah, I'm sorry.
maybe you could put it in. Maybe we could use like a piton in the rock. I mean, are you there at a rock face? Is it kind of a tunnel down, or is there no wall beside you?
There
Just
There's
are,
no
open
wall
area.
beside me.
yeah, it's
Okay.
a large open area,
Okay.
and as he kind of turns and looks around, it's very open. Can't tell that there are any walls anywhere nearby.
Yep.
A large underground chasm.
Yeah. It just looks like the water kind of stops a ways out in front of me. I can't really see any formed anything though. So, at this point, I'll just climb back up the rope then. And then
I'd
we can tie
follow.
the two ropes together. And then do do it the first way we talked about, since there's literally nothing over there to tie it to.
Okay.
What was the second artifact, or not artifact, but like second item we found? We found a rod, and wasn't there something else?
Cloak. Caitlin's
A
cloak.
cloak. Okay. Yeah. All right. I was just trying to think if these were things that kind of worked in conjunction with each other. Cool. So I would go back up top.
Okay, cool. So you guys are all up top. Davkus, you'd be able to use your considerable 11s to tie the rope to the rod if you wanted to before sending Pismo down there. And
I
the
would
item
like
is
to-
certainly simple enough for him to manipulate.
Can I re-roll my rolls for tying said
It's a
knots?
new knot. Yeah.
Since
Sure.
Okay. Well, because it would be 2 new knots, but I'd imagine I want people to make sure that I'm tying it correctly, like Zamira, since she's risking her life.
uh,
I'm not going to completely screw this up.
thankfully, Zamira is like 5 feet and only weighs like 100 pounds, so hopefully that helps.
Cross your fingers.
Okay, 17 seems okay.
Good.
Do you want me to try tying a knot?
Can you do a special knot?
I'm,
Like,
I've got really poor wisdom stats.
Yeah, we do that.
No, you're banned for tying
I
knots.
like how you roll the
Guys,
one
just
and it's not
I
red.
think I've
so.
read.
Yeah, you untie the knot that I tied. Like, we got this, bro.
Davkus, you need to retie that knot. Deacon tried to make it a little tighter, and it just kind of slips right off.
Damn it, Deacon.
Well, I was examining Deacon's knot and how bad he is at it, and I was assisting, so it's still a 17.
Okay, good deal. So you guys, okay, that's fair. So that's a 17 at the table and a 17 on the rod. What were you saying, Raina?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying. What'd you say?
Do you want to cast guidance and add a D4 to those, or?
I don't know if we can do that.
Wait,
Like,
yes.
after the
Of course
fact?
you can. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
took the
guidance
spell.
you can do before or after. Oh,
All right. Yeah, go for it. What I was going to say was that I had read something about knots, but hadn't really spent a lot of time tying them. But yeah, guidance. Do you need me to actually click a button to
no.
do guidance? Okay.
Just realized Bubble was chasing a frog around my office,
No.
which means it made it from the front door. Office.
Matt, you got a roll? Or actually, no, that would have been Matt on the roll, so mine wouldn't matter.
Do I need to?
I'm imagining if I had rolled, but since you rejected,
With the 17s, yeah, I think your knots are pretty stable, especially with the extra guidance that Raina's basically praying for these knots.
I
She's
also
like
would have.
blessing them like some
Holy
Ukrainian
knots.
priest before someone throws a trash can at a police officer.
I also would have cast light on the actual rod itself, just to make
You
sure
said-
that's
you said
well
light
lit.
on the rod itself. Okay,
My
cool.
my light cantrip, yeah, on the actual rod.
All right, sounds legit. Cool.
do you
So
want to cast it on? Oh yeah, never mind. The rod will be at the end, so never mind. Ignore me.
Do we have like a cloth or like some bandages or something like that? I'm gonna like cover my nose and mouth since I heard Davika's coughing. Or can I use my cloak so I could pull it up over my nose and mouth?
Yeah, sure. Kind of make
Okay.
like a yeah, absolutely. Something to protect your breathy bits. That sounds legit.
Alright, so how are we doing this? Should I head down the rope or are you gonna come up, Davicus, or are you gonna try it or
I'm already up the rope.
okay.
So this was all you.
Alright, so
I can see what I didn't see before.
I've got kind of like my fingerless gloves on, so I kind of just grab the rope, and I look like I've shimmied down a rope before, so I kind of look at ease as I kind of head down into the pit, and I'm gonna try to slide down to where Davicus was, kind of slowly, and then I guess I'll move. So it's kind of so I'm basically gonna have to belly crawl across the rope. Am I imagining it right?
Yeah, either crawl across on your belly or hang below and
How
kind of shimmy over that way.
how far away from the liquid will I be if I shimmy like dangling from the rope?
I will put you on there.
A good question would be how high up is the platform, because that's the lowest the rope would go.
Yeah, like what kind of gap am I looking at between the liquid? Pretty much is my main concern.
You'd be able to easily kind of hang above it. You're still a good 5 to 10 feet, kind of sloping downward, I guess. Would make
All right.
sense.
Okay, well I'll try to belly crawl. I think I might try to belly crawl, and then it's more of a balance. So I'll kind of like pull myself across it from the top. That makes sense.
Yep.
So what do you want? You want some deck saving throws,
I
or?
think that sounds like a great idea.
Okay, all right. I hope that I don't die. I really like Samir. I'm taking one for the team. Okay. Here we go. How many do you want?
Whew. I think one is good. So
That's a heck of a roll.
yeah, a 10. That's
not very good.
That's your goal.
Kind of
Mediocre.
Nice. Okay, so with the 10, you're able to move. We'll say kind of up to your speed here. So I think that's pretty much you're going to get all the way over there.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're welcome to. You should see your token on the board now. You can go ahead and move her over there. She's still kind of hanging above it.
I'm going here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Pismo's flying around here with you.
Being super slow and careful.
Yep.
All right. And is it a drop? Should I do a throw to drop down on the platform?
Yeah. You wouldn't have to necessarily like drop. You could hold the rope and swing your feet down and plant them firmly on this thing.
Okay. So I'm on the platform, and this is what has our interest, right? I kind of look to Pismo and have him guide me.
No, I don't know who did that.
Oh.
Daniel.
That was an accident. I was trying to do something down there, but it messed up. Just ignore it.
Okay. But yes, the platform that you're on right now, as you put your feet down on it, it's kind of highest in the center and tapers off or slopes down very slightly, but you can tell that it's got kind of the top of it has like a curvature to it.
Do I see anything of interest?
It is stone. And Pismo, remember, had seen a seam running along it, yes?
Yep.
So you would be able to kind of, feeling down around the sides, you'd be able to kind of get your fingers or your fingernails kind of in this seam.
Okay. All right, I see where we're going. Can I use my crowbar?
Yep.
To try and open it? Okay. So I'm going to take out my crowbar and put it where I would put my little fingertips, and I'll try and pry up at the seam.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
All right.
Very nice. So you are able to get your crowbar in there, and it does kind of lift it up and sets the lid of whatever this is off base just a little bit. You get kind of a blast in the face of some stale air, very, very old, just kind of like a musty smell that almost overpowers the acrid, stingy, smell around you. Now, obviously, you've got your your mask on, so you're not really breathing any of these dust particles and things in, but you can still kind of smell this old grossness as you prise this up. So it is up. It's going to be pretty heavy. Now, you would have to have been hanging from the rope to move this, obviously, right? Because you're standing on it as
Okay.
well.
Yep.
Which is fine. You can do so. You can also step back down onto it, but you're able to kind of dislodge it a bit. It's going to take some real muscle to actually slide this out of place, though.
So is the gap enough for me to see anything in there?
You can't see. Well, do you have a light?
I have dark vision, but I don't have a
Okay.
light.
You can see kind of a through this crack. When I say, let me draw some. I'm going to draw you some shapes here. Hold on one moment.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. We're just going to go freehand. So you've got kind of the shape of the object, right? And how I'm envisioning this is you have so red is the base of the object, and you have kind of slid the lid off base a little bit like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of a crack,
Yeah,
but
so you
not.
can see kind of in this area down here. You look in there, you see that there looks like there's some rags and other. There's definitely dust. Some cloth. It appears. Yeah, nothing really full. It doesn't look like there's any traps or creatures moving around. It's very still inside.
Okay. And so you said it had to take a lot of strength, like more than that 20 with the bad modifier that I rolled,
You
to
could.
be able to push it off. Like, I figured maybe I could grab the rope with both hands and kind of, maybe I could roll it again, try and like lodge it off with my feet or something.
I like that. Okay, yeah. So we'll say the strength check to actually get it open, hanging upside down, and then another with you holding on to either the rod or the rope and using your feet to kind of kick it off.
Hmm.
Okay. Cool. That sounds like.
And so with the lid off, do I see anything of interest or anything like that?
So as the lid kind of slides off, it begins to teeter and then falls into the liquid and just kind of sinks out of view. So the lid is off, and you're looking.
Did it make a hissing sound when it hit the liquid?
The lid did not.
Okay.
But it's stone though, so.
So as you look down into this, you see that there looks like a long through about the entire length of this container. There is a piece of you're not sure. Maybe it's some kind of hide or another type of leather that kind of stretches the length of this cavity that you've kind of got opened up here, and it has some writings and other descriptions on it.
So if I let go of the rope and fall down into this, how deep is it? Like, how far of a fall is it?
It's only the cavity itself is only about maybe 2 feet deep.
Okay. And so the rope is suspended about how far ahead? Will I be able to like jump back up and grab the rope if I drop down? Okay.
That'd be fine.
All right. So I'll do that then. I'm gonna let go of the rope. I'm going to fall down into this, and I'm going to just double check what I found in there and make sure that it doesn't maybe do like an inside or something. But if everything seems okay, I'm gonna take it and put it in my pack.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of feel around in there. I mean, you said you're grabbing what, this cloth?
With the writings, yep.
Okay, so you grab the cloth with the writings, and as you pull that up, it reveals a skeleton. underneath it.
Okay.
which
Is a
not-
skeleton? Okay, all right. I was like, is it a skeleton or a skeleton?
It is a skeleton.
All right. Is there anything noteworthy about the skeleton?
That would take an investigation check.
All right. Let me see what I can pull off here.
Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so when you look at these skeletons, you notice that some of the same symbols that were written on the shroud are carved into the skull of the skeleton.
I want to, if I can. Zamira just doesn't even know what the fuck Pismo is, so she's kind of gonna give like a low whistle. Be like, Pismo, come here, boy. Come here, Pismo. And I point to the skull, and so he can see the writing. So hopefully he can let Deacon know what that is. I'm not gonna touch it until Deacon tells me that it's safe to touch.
All right, so I'm assuming Pismo's gonna flutter over there.
Yep. Yeah, I've been watching through Pismo the entire time. Yeah, I definitely would follow her lead, fly over there and see what's up.
All right. Do you want to do me an investigation yourself? You're pulling from a different background here, so I would treat this as a different role than what Samira did a moment ago on her investigation.
So
Sure.
it's an investigation roll.
Yeah.
Holes at least. Sweet.
Good. So you're looking at these, Matt. I'm going to message you what they appear to be.
I don't want to grave rob or anything. I was thinking about just taking the skull back, but I didn't want to grave rob. I don't want to take somebody's bones.
Zamira, Tomb Raider of Faerun.
I'm not stealing bones.
Is that all that I'm able to deduce from these things?
Yes, there's several. It looks like with your whole language deciphering capability, there are multiple languages and looks like multiple disciplines worth kind of carved into this.
Yeah, I'd recommend that we don't touch this.
Okay, excellent.
They appear to be some sort of magical protection.
So Zamira kind of gives Pismo a little scratch behind the ears since she thinks he's like a weird imp dog. And do I see anything else of interest other than the skeleton?
No, just the you've got the skull, you've got the kind of the shroud that you took off of you or took off of it. You said you folded that up and put it in your pack.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Nope, nothing else down here.
Okay. Do you want any type of check for me to jump up and grab the rope?
We'll do a dex
For
check
anything
basically
like
to
that?
get back out.
All right.
So Zamira's
Oh yeah.
kind of bringing or doing nothing up with her, just to make
I'm
sure I
bringing-
understand this.
I'm bringing the shawl that had the writings, the same writings on it. I just didn't
Okay.
grab the skull. I didn't want to steal bones.
And with that,
All right, so
as everyone's kind of looking down at the hole for you to pop back out, you kind of come up behind them and you're like, what are you guys looking at? Like you just expertly made it out. They didn't even notice.
yeah,
You got out of this hole.
so I come up the hole and I'm just kind of like dusting
Mic
myself
off.
off. Like it's no big deal. Like
Mic on.
climb ropes all the time. Like, and I'll open up my pack and I'll give the shawl to Deacon since I know he's really the only one that could even read the writings on it, so he can investigate it.
I'd fly back up as Pizzo with her to do what we need to do up there.
Both on the other map.
I'd leave the rod where it is for now.
Okay.
Dan's been drawing.
Oh yeah, he has been.
Aw,
Oh, look at that.
doing like engineering.
That's Matt up top, cutting the rope as she's climbing down.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he can't cut the rope and be Pismo, so
Hang on one second.
That's
I need
good.
to copy this. This is going right on the boing boing.
Oh god.
This is a good drawing, though.
yeah, your art skills are unparalleled.
Oh, leave me alone. I was having fun while listening.
I don't know.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, it actually looks.
Zamir's usefulness is forever immortalized by this artwork, if that's what we're gonna call it. This artwork.
Oh, thanks.
I
This
also like how
illustration.
you capture the emptiness of the hole with your sub-oval shape.
I like how Pismo's.
Like perched. That's great.
Got little.
All right, cool. So everyone should see themselves kind of back up top. Looks like Davkus is chilling on a sacrificial table. I'm
I was
sure
kind of
that's
stretching
fun.
out, like imagining what it would be like to be stuck here.
The shackles grab at your arms and legs. They
Oh,
don't.
they reach up and
They do. They reach up and
something.
the shackles reach up. Cool. Okay, so everyone is up top. Zamira's got this, lack of a better term, this like shawl or this large bolt of fabric kind of rolled up, removes that from her pack, throws that down on the ground, just kind of spreads it out. So you investigate it.
Sure, yeah, I'll kind of roll it up on the ground at Deacon's feet so that way he can look over it.
Okay. Deacon, did you want to investigate this piece at all?
Yes.
Okay.
An investigation, arcana.
You could do either, whichever you prefer. I think they can both get you something different.
The same stat. Well, there's my investigation then, and then there would be my arcana.
Imagine someone was assisting you with this, like Rena, or
The investigation, I mean, he's hitting the arbitrary numbers that I've developed in my mind. The investigation, basically, you're seeing kind of the same thing. You get some kind of magic vibe off of this, not anything too terribly strong. But you see this. Did you tell the party what these runes and things like that are written on this piece of fabric are?
Oh, I thought those runes were on the skull.
They are.
They're on
The
both.
Skeleton.
The same thing
Oh, okay.
she saw on the fabric were on the skull.
They are like warding glyphs. Well, like, I'm guessing that it maybe adds some sort of layer of protection.
Cool.
But from multiple different sources. There's a plethora of them, and they don't just come from one school of magic. It's multiple schools of magic we're talking about.
Can't you like read any writing? Isn't that one of your things that you can do?
It
That's
is one
pretty
of the
much
things
what
I
he's
can do.
doing. He's
Okay.
yeah. They don't say anything specific. They're basically saying ward in this school of magic
In all the
ward
different
in
languages.
that. Yeah, different languages for different schools.
so. I would imagine you'd have told us about the skull and kind of everything. So
Yeah, I shared
Would it-
that information. So.
would it make sense that we keep the skull and this together then?
The skull's back down in the hole.
Yeah, I left the skull. I didn't want to steal somebody's bones that had warding gloves on them.
The
Yeah.
concern is that if we separate them, if something might happen. That's my only concern.
We can definitely put this thing back.
Oh, I'm not interested in putting
I was
it
like, this is
back.
another option. Sounds like the best option would be to put the other thing back. I like this though. Dan's like, let's bring the warding glyph skull with us. I think that's a fantastic idea. That was
Pismo
the
can just go put it in-
second part.
How much weight can Pismo carry?
Like 15 pounds, like nothing.
Okay.
Well,
Well, skull weighs nothing.
Yeah.
I figured a skull or a shawl would not weigh that much. Now that I got the lid and everything kicked off.
And doesn't Pismo have a pocket dimension? He could just put the skull in.
No, he just goes invisible.
he enters the pocket.
thought-
If I dismiss him, but it's not like he can.
It's not like a bag.
Okay.
That he's got.
Well, can maybe we do
It's not
I mean,
being-
I know we got like a magic-y vibe. Can we do an insight? Just maybe Raina can let us know if she gets any like evil-y vibes off of it or something
I
like
was
that.
kind of wondering if I could do like a history check to see like what the context of this, and having been told that there was a skull there that had the words, in carved into it as well. Maybe that would sound like something familiar.
Yes, you could do that.
So
I will guidance myself.
Wait, my headset.
What?
Hold on.
well,
Oh,
while
no.
he's doing that, we can't forget to get the rod back from out there.
Oh, Pismo can go grab that.
And
I think-
my glasses and headset did not
I think-
survive it. I'm sorry.
I think that we left it there in case we needed to go back, but I'm not sure. But
No.
Pismo can go get it.
Yeah, the rod and
The rod.
rope, that's still in place.
I just wonder, because if he does that, it might be beneficial to tie the rope to the skull if we decided that we wanted to get the skull, and then we could bring the skull back up with the rope. Or Pismo, either way, it doesn't matter.
I mean, he could just grab it with his physical hands. Raina, you were religioning?
I wasn't. Yeah, the last thing you said was wait, so I wasn't sure if I needed to wait to roll.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're good. Go ahead. Sorry. It was wait because I couldn't hear because, again, sweatshirt off over headset. Neither headset nor glasses did. Very clever.
Nice, that's the-
Nice. Okay.
So with the guidance, it's a 20.
Okay, cool. So you you recall hearing something like those with the evidence of the different. Let's see, we've got some sacrifice. We've got some looks like guardians kind of over this false resting place. We've got a pit of more or less acid and another sarcophagus hidden away down underground. You're starting to kind of piece some of these things together, and you believe this may be the resting place of Koros. Koros was one of the first mages. We're reaching back to when magic was still kind of in its infancy and people didn't really understand it. Not that everyone does now, but he went, he was incredibly powerful, went insane, and ended up having to basically be put down because of his incredible power.
So let's not get the skull.
Yeah, we'll let the ancient dead man rest, maybe.
Yeah, I'll steal, but I won't steal bones. So
Come on, Matt can
Yeah.
he can run around with a wand in one hand and his hand kind of like bowling ball style, with the skull in the other hand, and it'll give a magic boost, right?
Pantomiming it. He's got his hand in there and like moving the jaw.
It's way too like. Oh my god, that sounds so funny. It seems a little bit too Macbethy for me. I'm not about going insane.
Alright, so we're leaving the skull.
That's my vote. I mean, I don't know what you guys feel.
I wouldn't feel comfortable taking it.
Oh wait, why don't we consult our scroll of augury?
Ooh, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
I know you guys have recommended it, and I think we finally have a really
Yeah.
good use for it.
A valuable use for it, and that without it seeming like we're wasting this scroll. Yeah. Would I need to do it down there, up here? Okay. Do I need to like specifically word a question, or how does this gonna work? My Skype's going weird again. Hello?
Yeah, sorry.
Hello.
I might have actually I said I was going to go fill up my drink and
Oh, okay.
I might have already been too far away.
Wasn't sure if my Skype was going weird or what. Do I need to word like a specific question, or
Yes.
how does the mechanic? Okay.
Give me just a minute. I'm going to read. Do you need me to read you the spell?
Yeah,
Would that be helpful?
if you can, so everyone
Sure.
can hear it.
Give me just a moment.
Go pull it up as well, so I can follow along with you.
All right. By casting, let's see. So this, you have a scroll, so you're getting rid of some of the mechanics. You can obviously add some flavor to this if you'd like. But by casting gem inlaid sticks, rolling dragon bones, laying out ornate cards, or employing some other divining tool, you receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. The GM chooses from the possible omens: wheel for good results, woe for bad results, wheel and woe for both good and bad results, and nothing for results that aren't specifically or especially good or bad. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as casting of additional spells, the loss or gain of a companion. If you cast the spell 2 or more times before completing the next long rest, there's a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first. They give you a random telling. The GM makes this roll in secret. So basically, you ask a question, and I'm going to divine you either wheel and woe, or nothing. Hey, Tanya.
Hi, friends. How's it going?
It's going great. We're about to try to divine whether or not they should take the skull filled with or covered in warding glyphs from these
I'm going
sarcophagus that they unearth.
I'm going to type a question in our Roll20 chat. It's not the actual question. It's more to consult the party if they feel like they...
You can ask that question, and I'm not going to... Yeah, you tell me the question that you actually want me to divine for you, and I will...
Well, I would probably consult the party before just straight asking the question to make sure that we're all on the same page and we're all cool with the wording.
Okay. Yeah, draft it out there, Matt. Alright.
So I'm thinking what will happen if we disturb and keep the remains of this long dead being. So that way, I'm figuring that might cover a lot of the bases as far as what happens. I don't know if there's any other way you guys want to reword that.
Shouldn't we make a more closed ending or something? Because anything could happen, really, either way. Like, we may keep the skull, and then, like, a week down the road, we maybe run into, like, something completely unrelated. Should maybe we ask specifically about that skull, necessarily? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I'm not following you.
Yeah, well...
Something more like, will keeping the skull cause us specific detriment?
The only problem with something like that is that's open to a point of view, that's open to interpretation, so...
But that's also open to interpretation, because what will happen if we disturb and keep this, it may not be, like, related to that, if it answers. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I'm not articulating what I'm thinking well.
Yeah, like a what will happen, it can't tell us what will happen. Things will happen, but whether or not it's due to...
Yeah, it's like tarot cards, right? So it's good fortune, bad fortune, both, or nothing. It's not a yes or no. It's, well, that could be fine. Well, that's going to be good. Or that's going to be good and bad. But I think a lot of that has to do with, like Caitlin was saying, how you ask the question.
How do you guys suggest we ask this question?
Are we going to die? And it's going to be like, good. And then it's like, wait, is that good chance of dying? Or is that we'll be fine if we do this?
I'm thinking maybe more along the lines of like something specific that we're worried that the skull might do. Like maybe, will the skull, if we disturb these remains, will we awaken anything? Or if we disturb these remains, or something like that.
Like if we disturb these remains, will we be cursed or?
Yeah, something more
along those lines.
specific. Like if we disturb these remains versus what would happen if, because if something bad may happen 2 weeks in the future, but because we took the remains and that happens, even though it's not related, that could be related to the answer. Yeah, it's not a yes or no, but yeah, I don't know. I might be nitpicking too much.
No, I get what you're saying.
It's a good conversation.
I think it's an important conversation too.
Mm-hmm.
For Dan to type in there.
That seems good.
Yeah, I like that. Rena, how do you feel about that one?
Which one?
Would taking the skull be beneficial to our party or any of its members?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Cool. I think we, yeah.
Add some definition to what beneficial means.
Oh, well, that's that's an interesting concept.
What is beneficial? Define beneficial, right?
Or we could turn it around instead of whether or not it's beneficial, but will it cause us harm?
Yeah, that's true.
Because I don't care what kind of harm it is, if the skull is going to bring us harm and the skull be the cause of it, then we don't want to touch it.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably better. Would taking the skull cause harm to our party or any of its members?
Is that our final? Are we locking that in?
No,
waiting to see what Dan says.
Yeah, we're waiting. Okay. Yeah, me too.
So would taking the skull cause any harm to our party or any of its members? How does that sound?
Well, Dan said that cause harm one that we read out doesn't seem like any ambiguity. Is that what you're referring to, or the one that you typed out? I'm assuming he's got his baby with him, I guess.
Yeah.
I think what I like most about this spell is regardless of what you ask, there can always be an enormous amount of ambiguity.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's all about wording it and then interpreting the answer you get back. Which is, when you think of, like reading cards or reading palms and stuff like that, it's all the same thing, right? You're going to get an answer, and it's your interpretation of that answer that's the important part, I guess. Not so much what the answer is, because the answer could mean anything. All right, let's lock in the final answer here. What do we want to...
The skull cause any... Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Cause any harm to our party or any of its members.
Alright, yeah.
You everyone cool with that?
Aye for everyone? I say aye. Aye if you agree.
And to add a little RP flavor, how exactly are you doing? Are you just reading it from the scroll, or are you trying to divine this with some item, your focus,
So I've got, I'm like, my background is mystic, so I'm probably got the scroll laid out and splayed out on the floor. I've got hang on, I gotta go find out what mystic item I actually went with. My mystic tools, runestones, cool. So I've got the, I can't even concentrate right now. Oh my god. I've got the scroll laid out on the floor. I'm Pismo is like standing next to me, like intently watching and like pointing out things as if he's helping, but he's not really helping in any way, shape, or form. While I am like tossing my runestones onto the scroll to try and divine what sort of outcome there's going to be, trying to read the layout of the stones that are falling onto this scroll, paying attention to how they fall, their arrangements, their position, how they correlate to each other, and things of that nature.
Okay. So your specific question is...
Oh, that's my line.
Yep.
Would taking this skull cause any harm to our party or any of its members? I believe that's the bad one. Oh, wheel. No, wheel is good results. So we have good results for that question, however we want to interpret that.
Yeah, I love that. It's like, will this hurt us? It's like, good results. It's like, wait, is that good results like it's good chance of hurting us? Or
like it's gonna hurt us?
Going to die?
Yeah, right.
Yes, wheel is your result.
So I would probably here's what I'm gonna do, and it's gonna probably be kind of morbid. I'm going to have Pismo fly down and just kind of look over the skull by itself again, or by himself, while I can consult the rest of my party, and let them know, like, I could just have Pismo do this. I could perceive through him, stay down there for a moment or two, and see if anything bad happens. And if it does, it could essentially just kill him, and then I could just create a new imp. So it doesn't actually hurt us, in theory.
I'm sure your familiar's thrilled with you.
That's why I sent him down there, so Pismo has no idea that I'm saying that.
Aww.
Nice. Okay, so you want to have him go grab this skull out of the sarcophagus?
Is this what everyone's thinking is a good idea?
I feel kind of uncomfortable about sacrificing the imp, but it's your pet, so.
I have no quarrels.
Yeah, of course not.
Because at the end of the day, let's say that something does happen. Like, let's say he's instantly resurrected. The giant pit of something right next to him, and if they really were trying to, like, keep him in place, then should he get resurrected, he would die immediately.
Rachel, that's not a bad story arc. She says, a spark ignites the skull and you have created a super flame skull. The world is turned to ash. Like that. Okay, so, yeah, Pismo flies down. He's over the sarcophagus, grabs the skull in his little hands. He's going to wrench it free of the rest of the skeleton.
Wait, before Pismo does that, can you have Pismo bring back the rod and the rope, just in case?
Yes, that's definitely what we're doing.
Okay.
Cool. So
And I feel like we should back up and get as far away from this as we feel comfortably possible.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't need to be anywhere near Pismo to do what to do this. As long as we are on the same plane of existence, we are good to go.
Cool. So, yeah, no problem. Pismo brings the rope and rod back up. You guys are able to kind of, collect your gear as you've been, kind of setting up shop around this. Who has the cloth that you pulled from the sarcophagus?
Deacon has it.
Okay. So Deacon's got the cloth. Pismo's down in the pit. Deacon's observing through Pismo. grabs the skull, kind of pulls it a bit, and after just a little bit of force, it kind of pops that last little bit that was holding it to the spine, and it comes off in his hands. Nothing explodes. The world does not end. No. Deacon's not turning into anyone specifically right now.
Right now, there's the caveat.
Yeah, right. I'm keeping my options open. But, so Pismo has the skull. You said you wanted him to hang out for a little while to make sure he's just kind of sitting down there in the dark in this acid cavern in a sarcophagus.
I picture he's probably moved the skull to various points of the sarcophagus, acting like he's giving it a tour, talking to it, various things that would probably creep out the most experienced and well-traveled individual.
Can you observe I'm doing him still?
Yeah, I'm doing it through him.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so...
And then I would also probably make sure that during the course of me studying this and making sure it's not going to kill all of us instantaneously, that I would also make it carry the skull outside of the sarcophagus, just somewhere else in that area down there.
Yeah, he flies around with it. No problem.
Yeah.
There's no issue.
Okay. He doesn't feel ill or...
No, he's...
sickly.
Nope. Feels good. It's nice to stretch his wings. He's flying around, kind of on the acid a little bit, but
oh, it is acid.
Yeah, I think you guys figured that out by this point. Yeah, that's it. So he flies it out of the hole. Does he hand it to Deacon, or do you hand it to yourself, or how's that working?
I would probably have Deacon or have Pismo put it on the shawl. Okay. And then I would probably use Pismo to wrap the skull up in the shawl.
Okay.
So that I'm not actually touching it.
It's fine. All right. You're able to do that. I'm assuming you would secure it in a pack or something like that.
I would tie it to Pismo's back.
Okay.
This is dark. This is just getting...
So it's now affixed to your demon.
I'm leery, but I'm willing to go along with this. But I'm also not crazy about touching the remains.
To pull skulls that have glyphs all over them from
is the warlock
guy is the frickin' warlock. Yeah, I figured he'd be like, bring it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm also not about doing something that's gonna get me killed.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And I'm just warming up. Just warming up to this thing. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, nothing bad happening from the skull. It seems like as good as having a skull affixed to your demon can be.
All right, guys, we got the skull now.
Yep. So
there's
nothing else.
Nothing else in the sarcophagus.
Nothing. Yeah, the sarcophagus. This entire kind of dungeon area is clear.
Yeah, we got the rope and...
Yep, now that Shiss has been vanquished, you don't see any more snakes, crawling out of the walls, anything like that. You're able to make your way back up to the surface if you would like.
And where's our guy?
Dude, yeah. It would obviously be a little difficult for you guys to move him, but you're capable of it. And he's actually, when you go to move him, he's actually able to kind of support himself a bit. He can't really walk, so if someone wants to aid him in moving around, he's able to kind of, hop on one foot. But he's doing much, much better. You guys have been down here. I think you took a long rest even at one point. Yes, so he's got
I'll help.
10 hours.
I'll help him.
Like that after Raina started his restoration regimen.
I'll kind of put his arm up over my shoulder and I'll help him walk with us.
Okay, cool. And so he kind of hops along. You guys are able to get him up, and you make it up into the burrow above you. You're able to move through that again. No more snakes jumping out of the walls, anything like that. It seems like whatever was kind of luring them to this area has been removed.
I'd say maybe we exit the cave. Should we do that? Maybe you can toss us up and we can take a shortcut, or.
We've got these bullywugs that led us
Yeah.
down here.
I think we should push Matt out the hole first.
Oh, hey!
Excellent.
Well, no, like what I imagine is like literally kind of lifting you up just a little bit right at the end, so that you can literally just like fire blast the whole group.
I could just have Pismo turn invisible and go up and see if they're there. I don't need to stick my neck outside of this hole.
I feel like maybe the bullywugs were like oppressed, and they didn't necessarily have bad intentions.
I don't disagree with you, but
we shouldn't kill them.
I don't disagree with you there.
That's a good idea.
I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I feel like maybe now that we've vanquished Shiz, they will be our bros. So I think we should be okay. I hope.
All right, who's going up first?
I have the guy on me, but if someone wants to take him, I don't care to go up first if anyone else is concerned about it.
I can go up first.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Davgus, your head kind of emerges from the burrow, and you see that there seems to be the same kind of group of bullywugs. Looks like they have kind of put their guard down a bit. Some of them are laying down sleeping. You hear as some of the large frogs that some of them were mounted on are laying down with their saddles and things still on, their eyes closed. A good portion of them are resting, and as you kind of emerge from the hole, one of them who's standing right next to the hole kind of hops up to his feet. Chose the word hops very carefully. Hops up to his feet, kind of steadies his spear at you and starts and the rest of them kind of all scurry awake, looking up at you, kind of fumbling around for weapons. Looks like they have been waiting here for you to reemerge. You see there's a couple little fires that have, there's one fire that's going, there's a couple that have been, looks like started and died, so they haven't gone far while you've been underground.
Cool. So I would pull myself out of the hole.
Everyone over to that map.
Cool. So I'd pull myself kind of out of the hole and motion for the rest of the group to start coming out.
Yep, so when they see you and see that you're bringing your friends out of the hole, they seem to relax a little bit. They're kind of looking at each other, wondering, what they should do now. And they're looking at the largest bullywug, who was the one that was sitting directly next to the hole that kind of gave the alarm to wake the others up.
I would, because I believe he spoke a little bit of common. I would at least, after kind of helping the group out, I'm imagining, in the first one out of the hole, I'm, keeping an eye on these guys, but I'm reaching down as they're coming out of the hole and giving them a hand and pulling them up.
Okay.
I would probably kind of, just very carefully take a step towards who appears to be the leader.
All right. He looks at you and he kind of prods at you a little bit with his spear, like, don't come too close to me. And he says, "What about her?"
We've taken care of your problem in the hole down there. The snakes have been vanquished.
That's what she said. It's gonna be good to move away from this hole, so I can get it. That's at 34. Cool. Okay. So he looks and says, "She is dead." Wanting some clarification.
Yes, she is.
sister, and he kind of turns to his friend, and they're all like, kind of start riveting and hopping. Some of them doing backflips and they're all kind of cheering in their bullywuggies, and slapping each other on the back. You notice that some of them that have spears that are kind of carved like snakes begin to break them over their knee. Some of them were kind of adorned in snake skins. They're pulling that off and throwing it down into the muck and kind of stomping on the, basically casting out all of these snake things. Just smashing them and ridding themselves of all of those snake-themed items. But as the larger one, as he's kind of congratulated by a couple of the other bollywogs, he turns back to you and tries to compose himself a little bit, and he says, "You will go," and points his spear east, which is back the direction that you came from.
You had attacked caravan earlier. I don't know if it's you can imagine obviously if it's later in you touched a caravan yesterday and took some people and some items from it.
A few days ago.
Do you still have either the people or the items? Oh yeah, it would have been at least 2 days. So.
Yeah, you met those people back in Leyland, whatever. But he looks at you and kind of he points at the guy that Samira is helping, and kind of shrugs like you've got one of them right there.
Thank you.
Are there no other survivors? I'll ask.
They were given to her.
Mm.
And the things they carried with them?
In the hole. You remember that you saw...
Yeah, which we went through all those supplies and everything.
Oh, yeah, the beans and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. I would just kind of go over to the tree and kind of collect the rope that we had used to get down into the hole, and think we'd kind of start on our way.
Cool. So as you guys kind of gather your things together, the bullywugs go to work filling this hole in. They're like, nothing else is coming out of here. And they begin to throw, muck and other crap down in there. They start to divert one of the little pools that's nearby, and the water begins to flow into the hole. They're trying to just basically fill it in like this never happened, making it disappear under the mirror of dead men. Cool. Okay, so you guys are able to get your things together as they're going to work. You make make your way back towards the road, and to your... Who said what?
There it goes. Okay. Sorry, the call went weird for a second.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, same here.
Can you repeat that, Jason?
Yep, you guys are making your way east. You make it back out of the mirror, and to your surprise, the caravan is not on fire, and everyone's slain. They are... it looks like there's a group of the men are up towards the front, talking with each other, possibly deciding what they should do. Should they continue to wait? Should they try to chance it on their own? What's going on? And as they turn to see you, you notice that they all have their swords in their hands. What crappy armament these guys have. Some of them, just daggers. One of them has, it looks like, some kind of tool that's used to change a wagon wheel. So they've armed themselves with whatever they have, and have. But they see you, and you can see that they noticeably relax a bit and begin to kind of run off the side of the road down towards your party. The three that you spoke with initially to kind of set up this this job greets you, and they're like, when they see you, they look like they're about to hold out their hands and kind of shake you and shake your hands and welcome, and they see the guy that you brought back with you, and they're like, Brian, you're safe, and they kind of run and look at him, and he's he gets all emotional and begins to cry. He's doing a little bit better than he was in the hole, but he's had a pretty rough couple of days. They're able to kind of take him and drag him back to the caravan, get him loaded up, and they thank you profusely for not only the protection that you've offered them so far, but for returning one of their kinsmen. You guys want to do anything before you continue on towards work?
I'd like to continue on, but if anyone else wants to do anything.
I'm good here.
I'm good.
We're at our halfway point. You guys want to do a quick bio and get drinks and whatnot?
Yeah, that sounds good. Like a
Cool.
quick 5 minute or something.
Yep. Let's do a 5-minute break, and we will continue on to it.
Mic off.
3 weeks later.
Mic on. Mic off.
Do something like while you're traveling, GTA this dude or something.
Mic on.
All right, I am back.
Me too. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with the skull.
I'm glad you took it. Not that I have anything specific in mind for it. Not that I don't, but I don't know. Like I was telling you before that, like when you guys didn't take the demon effigy, I was like, oh man, this thing sounds kind of neat now. I figured out what it does, and you're like, we're gonna cast it into the acid. I was like, shit. Okay, well,
I got something good out of it, though.
Huh?
I got something good out of killing that, destroy that statue.
Yeah, you did. But there was a trade there.
Yep.
You don't know what it could have potentially gotten you. Remember, I'm not out to kill you all the time. Right? That's not what the camp does. So,
Just some of the time. And he doesn't confirm or deny.
You stayed silent.
well,
Well.
if I wanted to kill you guys, I probably would have rolled for it. So, it is what it is. and not willing to speak, evidently. Wait, no,
Zamir.
Caitlin.
Hello.
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 All right. I'm gonna. Let's see. I don't think we need to move back to the big map. Do you guys all have that bookmarked? The big
Yes, sir.
Faerunian map. I'm gonna throw it in the both chats real quick, just so you've got that. If you wanted a reference. So remember, we're in the up in the northwest. You left Neverwinter. You kind of hit the foothills and went into the south end of the Mirror of Dead Men. You continue on through the mountains without really. Let me get rid of this. Do I have a springtime track? Springtime would be good.
I mean, opposite
Is this one? Is this good?
of winter.
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I was about to say that's somebody crying. It sounds wintry. Sorry, your
Let's
wife is.
see. Nature. Got some oxen. There we go. That's what I want. Sounds legit. So you guys are. We should have. Let me adjust some volumes really quick. Cool. Okay. So you're in your carts. You guys. I know that some of you have mounts. Can you tell me again what your kind of your positions in this caravan? There are several carts, and then you have yours. Who is piloting your cart? Deacon?
No, I'm on Duke Silver. That's how I roll.
Zamira, you were piloting. No, Gadkus is walking alongside. Rain is on Lady Princess, whatever. What's your horse's name, Raina? Still muted. There we go. There's some thumping. I got nothing. Can't hear you. If you're speaking, still can't hear you. So, yeah, you can type it. I don't know what's going on with your headset, but you're muted. We can't hear the mic. And she's just gone. I'm assuming rejoining. So, Matt's on Duke Silver. Caitlin, are you piloting your cart? Y'all's cart?
I guess so. I thought I was chilling in the back, but I'll pilot if no one else does.
You can do that. I'm sure that they have enough people to have someone pilot. Rana, you hear
Yeah.
me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I don't know what the heck it does.
It wins 10s. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing changed, but my mic just stops working. What I was trying to say is that I wanted to have my horse tied to one of the carts so that I could further tend to Brian
Brian.
and sort of get a chance to try to heal him up a little more and hear his story.
Okay. If you have any questions about his story, or you would actually like to go into it, let me know. But we'll say that for right now, you guys are kind of getting to know one another while you're tending to his wounds, and he's slowly falling madly in love with you. After you rescued him from literally inside a snake. So, okay, we've got...
The trauma.
That wasn't me. Wasn't that like all Zamira?
You're the first boobs you saw then. So, like that's... Yeah. You're not in love with you so much as your qualities. Sorry. Anyway, yes. So you're tending to Brian. Caitlin is chillaxing, doing whatever it is Zamira's do. You guys can have one of the one of the other members of the caravan pilot your cart, they'd be more than happy to do so and let you guys rest, so that's fine. If anyone did need any resting, I don't think you did, but if anyone needed any resting, you can certainly, catch some Z's on the rest of this this journey. So you make it through the foothills. Let's go ahead and everyone roll me a d20. I'm gonna do a little MP exercise. 16. Matt, name me a what's a difficulty that you guys had while you were on the trail?
Don't say the wagon like.
What works again?
No. I've got something really cool. I'm just trying to.
They're called rock trolls, just so you know. Okay, just kidding.
We encounter a very, very large flock of teethless sheep that refuse to move off the trail or anywhere near it.
Teethless sheep?
Yes.
Are they like granny gnaw things? And
I don't know. Maybe
You
they've
sure
been
this
gnawing on rocks and.
I think what Matt tried to do is he tried to make a sheep that was harmless. Instead, what he's done is he got my creative juices flowing. Who has nature and would like to roll it on these fucking sheep?
beware Jason's creative juices.
Yeah, it's not my juices you need to worry about.
I don't think any of us have nature.
I guess
think Lee
Jason
does.
Yeah.
So
I guess
we'll say Lee wakes up for half a second to tell you that these sheep, the reason that they're toothless is they secrete a saliva that dissolves.
God.
Normally plant matter, right? It could certainly dissolve you, but then they just lap it up. So they don't need teeth. Raina, how do you guys move the group of acid sheep from the road?
Well, that's... You don't. You wait until they die or move.
That's fair.
Anybody have a dog? No? Oh, there was
we can
one.
sacrifice Lee's.
Pismo could hurt him like a little dog.
We're gonna say that Leopold actually stayed in Phandalin, and he'll meet up with you guys later. He was gonna train his dog, so he's actually not with us at the moment.
Well, random caravan guy that knew that they were little, like, acid-mouthed sheep or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Those are the spitting sheep of the Sword Mountains. Dangerous they are.
I think those are called llamas.
Llama don't melt plants. And then lap them up like some kind of lapping, toothless sheep acid spitter.
Well, what are
Ever
toothless sheep
better.
that spit acid scared of?
shears.
Shears. Do you just have a pair of shears, or?
Who got their adventurer's kit? Because it would absolutely have shears in it. No,
I did not.
I would say that loud noises would probably scare them. They're Can you call it an herbivore if it melts it with acid first?
Well, if they eat plants
it's-
primarily,
well-
then yes.
They more drink plants, but yes, okay.
Yeah, because you could, like, roar at them, I guess.
I could. I do
can
have
try
an owl
intimidation.
bow that's pretty intimidating.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine sheep wouldn't have a very high. Hopefully.
Advantage on okay, cool. So okay. So Davkus, got your owlbear cloak. I'm sorry. Wait, no, hold on. So okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to short.
Oh yeah, I bet an owl
Raina.
bear would be pretty scary.
Raina, this was your solution, and your solution is to. You asked if they would be scared of anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, me walking up to them and being like, shoo, shoo, doesn't really work.
Nope.
So I kind of look over to Davicus and he seems to have an idea.
Cool. Okay.
And he is wearing big, scary owlbear predator cloak.
So yeah, give us a little song and dance here, Davkus. What exactly do you do to scare off the feared Sword Mountain acid chief?
So I would kind of walk. I'd imagine there's like a bit of a gap between the caravan, so
Mm-hmm.
I'd start walking out ahead and start banging my sword against my shield to kind of make a lot of noise, maybe kind of gather their attention. And then maybe about 10 or 15 feet from them, I'd start to charge them a little bit, letting out a deep roar.
Okay. What does a roar sound like?
You really want me to roar with two sleeping kids at the house?
You can go like,
Just asking.
roar. Would be fine. Let me make sure we're recording. Yeah, go ahead.
I imagine that it's going to be kind of like the sound that, what's the orange cat from Five Goes West?
Tiger.
Oh, yes.
Is it
Tiger,
tiger? When he's trying to bark and he's like, "Rrr, growl," and he just kind of falls over and starts purring.
I guess we'll know shortly once Davkus actually does it. Go right ahead.
Sorry, this is...
You don't have to wake the kids up.
They
I'm
might
just
have-
trying to make you uncomfortable. No, go ahead. Perfect. Okay. So the sheep kind of look up at you, and they look back down at the puddles at their feet that they were lapping, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck this guy," and they just start to kind of like scoot on off the road. And you guys are, they're like, "Yeah, drinking these plants was pretty good, but man, he's got an owlbear cloak. Not even gonna step to that." So they, kind of cloppity clop with their hooves off of the side of the road, and the caravan is able to. Oh, here we go. Tiger learning to be a dog.
Now, if you're gonna act like a dog, you gotta sound
Oh, I remember this now.
Let's hear you bark. Well, go ahead.
Bow wow.
Bow, bow. That's more like bark, bark. No, again. Again.
Then he gets in the growling like 40 seconds in. Yeah, it's...
Racket, rap, rapskillion, rebel, reintegratio amores.
No, this is embarrassing.
Okay, perfect. Yes, thank you for sharing. That was excellent. Okay, so you guys make it past the dreaded acid chief of the Sword Mountains, and you the kind of mountainous region, or this is more specifically kind of like the foothills of the Sword Mountains. You make it through, and they start getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and that's what she said. So you can smell the salt air coming in from the west, from the Sword Coast, and eventually the mountains kind of open up to a clearing, and you see far down, still several miles, maybe a lot of miles. Hold on, let me get my 50, maybe like 10 miles away or so. You can see the city of Waterdeep spreading out in front of you, right up, obviously, on the water, with it being Waterdeep. And, wow, that was. But it's kind of down the hill in front of you. You see that there looks like a sizable group of individuals that are north of the city, kind of standing on the road near like a tower that's there, and they're all kind of mustering around as you kind of move over the crest of this hill. You look down to them, and would you want to approach this group?
I mean, does it look like they're like distressed at all? Or
From the distance you are,
are they
you
just standing around?
can tell that it's a group. You're not able to tell specifically what they are doing there.
I say we should.
Okay.
Can't hurt to check it out. But feel free to talk up if anyone objects. I maybe can stealth it out first. I could maybe. But have they spotted us? Do they know that we're there?
It
Or we could
doesn't.
send Pismo.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have necessarily seen you yet.
So if you guys are worried about it, I could check it out. Otherwise, we could just approach.
Well, and the traders that we're traveling with have taken this road many, many times. Maybe they could give us an idea if this is familiar to them or if they recognize anyone.
Good idea.
It's a great idea. Do you want to ask one of them right now?
Yeah, I'm guessing that Brian is doing a bit better.
Yep.
And so since I'm kind of watching over him...
Is that the dog trying to come in the door?
Yeah, she was knocking.
Okay.
And now Lasers needs to go out. They're just all harassing me right now. Anyway, so I'm kind of near him, so I ask him if this is something that's familiar to him.
So he's actually able to kind of get out of the cart and walk up alongside, and he kind of looks down, and he notes that no one did any perception or insight or anything like that on the group, correct? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
At this point.
He sees the group, and he says, "I don't know what they're doing, but it looks like some type of military group, maybe out for maneuvers or something like that." He notes that they're flying some standards. Can't really tell who from, but it looks like, and with the formation that they're in, he's able to kind of guess that this is some kind of either militia or some type of city guard or something like that. It doesn't look like they're advancing on Waterdeep or anything like that, and the orientation of them actually looks like they're faced back towards your direction.
And how many of them are
with
there?
my characters... Sorry, go ahead.
From where you are, do you want to try to roll me a perception, see if you can tell from this distance?
Yeah, I'll do that. Just want to make sure we don't go up on like a crap ton of them. Here.
Yeah, and what I'm thinking is with my background, with my military background, I'd probably want to do a perception to see if I can tell anything about what they're doing.
Okay, sure. All right, with Zamira's, Zamira, it's definitely above 50, under 100. How they're kind of mustering around, you're not able to get a precise number, but some are on horseback. And you guys are rolling doubles. That should be worth something, right? Dan, you can tell that it's you kind of concur with Brian that it is looks like a military force, and they are or it looks like they're moving around, almost like they're moving into different formations for different tactics. Looks like there may be a little disarray. I'm going to move you guys over to another map.
When you say disarray like they're trying to figure out what they're doing?
Exactly,
like they're
yeah, they're trying to figure out what they're doing, right?
Okay. And where are these guys on this map?
They are down kind of in this area. I'm not going to uncover them quite yet.
That's fine.
They're right down to the southeast of you.
I think we would probably continue.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Keeping an eye on them, of course.
So as you start to move down, you notice that a couple of the mounted individuals, looks like they break off from the main force and hit the road and start running up the coast road towards you. And after a couple minutes, they get there. After several minutes. It said it was like 10 miles or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are coming towards them. They're coming towards you. You kind of meet in the middle. they greet you, and who has? Let's see. I think most of you would be able to identify this. They're wearing the colors of Waterdeep, so they have. One of them has a standard that's mounted to the back of his saddle, so it kind of this flag kind of comes up over him. It's a crescent moon over water. The other one kind of meets you first and says, "Well met, travelers. You picked a horrible day to visit Waterdeep. Come quickly."
What is it we can help you with?
I don't know that there's much help. It might actually be best if you go. Orcs have come down from the mountain.
Oh wow.
Are they?
Zamira
upon
sounds
Waterdeep?
totally not intimidated.
It's like, oh, she's like, yeah.
Oh wow, you must be so scared.
Are they pressing upon the doors of Waterdeep, or are they looping nearby?
They have actually attacked from the east and south. Never before have they attacked from the south. They seem to be now moving from the north. We've mustered what men we could find to defend this, but I don't know if we'll be able to hold them.
Are they quite a force, or how?
Yes.
Quite a large number?
They outnumber us, maybe 1.5 to a man.
It might be beneficial. I don't know if we want to send the carts in a hurry along the road to Waterdeep, make sure no harm comes of the caravan, and maybe assist these gentlemen.
Maybe we turn to Brian. Is Brian still with us?
Yep, Brian's there.
And maybe ask him if he feels they know of another route they can take to another city, possibly that's nearby, maybe a smaller town away from the orcs.
So he kind of thinks for a moment and says, the only road here is the road to Waterdeep or back to Leyland through the mountains.
Waterdeep has withstood much worse over the years. Couldn't imagine there'd be enough orcs to actually breach the walls. It might be safer actually in town.
They've never had enough to breach the walls, but we've never seen a force this organized before. It seems multiple tribes have come together and are pressing on us with more tactics than we've ever seen from their disgusting type before. They've organized. There's certainly more than one clan involved here.
Has anyone been spotted with the orcs that's not an orc? Do they appear to have a leader?
We haven't been close to the group to the north of us here, but I haven't heard anything recently about the others. I don't know how the other areas are faring at the moment. We have a rider dispatched to check on the eastern flank now, but we have not heard back.
Would it be safe enough for our caravan to travel and make it into Waterdeep before the orcs arrive?
If you move quickly, I think that you should be able to outrun them if they were to give chase.
Now, Waterdeep has Griffin Riders, right? Where are they?
The Griffin Riders are helping the east and south at the moment.
Might be like, I mean, I'll tell you, like, character-wise, I'd probably want to, with that in mind, let's ride, let's get out of here. Make sure that the caravan arrives safely.
Yeah.
And if you guys are up for it, I'd like to assist these soldiers.
Yeah,
if we don't stop this orc thing, I'm never going to get a new set of robes commissioned, so...
Yeah, we should get the caravan as quickly to safety as possible, and then we'll address the concerns.
Okay, cool. So you guys all move down to the south towards this mustered group of individuals. I'm going to reveal some stuff. You should see a group of guys down here to the south.
Yes.
Okay, they should also have some numbers, which I'll explain what they do. Let's see. Okay. So as you kind of finish clearing the mountains, you see that there is a large war party of orcs to the north of you. And you see those now.
Yeah.
Okay. So across the field from this human group, there are some orcs to the north, just as they described. As you make it south, you can see that looks like they have kind of come down from the Sword Mountains, where everyone knows orcs live. Let's see, and then the city of Waterdeep would be obviously kind of down to the southeast, off of the map. The tower that you see here is a garrison for Waterdeep. Move that back to the map layer. And it's basically there as like a refitting station for patrols and things like that north of the city. So as you guys move down and south, you're able to send the wagons. Do you want to send your wagon as well? Kind of to safety?
I think we'd trust what's his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Those guys don't seem to want to really screw you at all. So they move on, and you can kind of see them disappear into the city itself. So the rest of you are here with this force, and obviously, Dathus needed to kind of ride down Zamir as well. You guys hop off of your wagons. We've got Deacon with Pismo, I'm assuming, on his shoulder or something like that on Duke Silver, and Reyna on Princess Lady. What was your horse's name?
Just Lady.
Lady? Arabeth the Tilmaran? It's like an ode. No? Just Lady?
Well,
Okay.
If the horse decides to actually start fighting, then maybe.
Okay. So you guys are kind of mustering around this group. As you approach the group, they look like they are not your... There's a couple which you would really recognize as soldiers in this group, but a lot of them look more reservist or militia or something like that. As you are moving south, the guy who ran up and greeted you, he was telling you about how the orcs have actually been pressing on Waterdeep, and it's not a... they have actually almost overthrown Waterdeep a couple times. Not recently, but in history. But they've never seen the clans kind of come together like this before in a joint strike on the city. Waterdeep, as large as she is, could fall to a large enough force. It would take quite a bit, but they have been fighting two clans of orcs that have attacked from the east and south. There hasn't been much pressure on the north, and it looks like the orcs kind of waited until some of the North Guard was dispatched to back up other sections that were starting to become exhausted, and that's when this force kind of showed up. These guys are fresh, they haven't fought, but it doesn't look like many of them are what you would call a career soldier. And as you approach, they kind of look at you and look at your equipment, kind of their eyes lingering like, hey, these guys have really, these guys have seen some action. Maybe we're not as bad off as we thought. They seem very hesitant. The group is still kind of moving around. There's a gentleman standing at the rear that's yelling for the cavalry. You can tell you've got two groups worth of cavalry there. They're kind of moving into different formations and things. Each of the circles of infantry is 10 soldiers, and each of the cavalry tokens there are 10 mounted soldiers. If we look at the individual tokens, they have some stats. So you've got some, like this guy here. This token has the sword and the boot. The boot indicates how much or how far or how many squares that token can move in a turn. The sword indicates its range of attack. So you've got, he can move 3, the cavalry can move 4, the other infantry here, these guys can move 3 as well, but they have bows. They can attack at a distance of 6. The orcs similarly have different stats on them as well. And you guys, when you join one of these groups, you actually add something to them. This is definitely, this whole thing is kind of like a mini game. So we're going to throw out some of the statistics that you guys have had before. Each of you has 2 points of that you can add to the group that you're fighting with. If one of you joins one of these groups and wants to fight with them, you have 2 attribute points that you can attribute to that group. You can either do that offensively or defensively. So let's say, for example, Davkis, you join this group of infantry here next to you. They're going to have a, it's going to increase their AC, for lack of a better term, and let's say you want to take both of those points, add them to that group. One of them is offensive, one of them is defensive. So now their AC is going to be a little higher. They're going to be able to hit a little more.
Lost you for that. So you mentioned the AC thing and then lost you for like 5 seconds.
Okay, so basically how the encounter is going to roll is you're going to, assuming that you are in control of a group or working with a group and they want to attack the orcs, you're going to roll a d20. On a 10 or higher, you hit. That's easy enough. And you deal a point of damage. Each group has 5 hit points. Once a group takes, 10 hit points. Once a group takes that much damage, that group is effectively dead. So we'll kind of, I think it'll make more sense once we actually start playing here. The 2 points that you have, you can give to that group to either boost their AC, or boost their combat effectiveness. So like Davkis, you could join this group, and rather than them doing, 1 damage when they hit, they're actually going to do 2 damage when they hit, or 3 damage when they hit. When they get hit, if you apply those points defensively instead, they're going to take less damage, or it's going to be harder to hit them. You're basically getting an AC boost. The mechanics will kind of work themselves out. It makes sense in my head, but I'm realizing now it's very difficult to say. But basically, when you join a group, you're either joining it to help defend the members of that group, or you're joining it to help to fight with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
We lost you the whole time.
The what?
So we're gonna get to add the 2
all
points.
of that.
Yeah, can we drop and then I'll host?
Yeah, who's hosting now? Yeah, okay, sure.
Caitlin. Yep.
Question, Jason.
Back. Yep.
Am I able to use my spells during this as well?
Yes.
Since I've got Spell Sniper and I've got like some super range, like, is that something I can do if I wanted to?
Yeah, I don't see why not. We'll figure out how that works, and that's not something that I had really considered. This was more like a mini game. I'm thinking of you moving through this like you're fighting with a group, so it's not necessarily most of the damage would be coming from them with swords and stuff, but that makes sense that if you have something that increases your movement speed or your effective range, that would benefit the group, so we can make that work.
Okay.
So if I join a group, do I only have the 2 attributes, or is there kind of, it sounds like your innate abilities kind of support the group a little bit, but then
Exactly.
you also
That's pretty much how that works. So you join, and what you're doing is you're effectively giving them a bonus to either the damage they do, or you're increasing their damage reduction. So if all of you were to join one group, they would be very, very, they would do a lot of damage, but they might also, they're not necessarily going to take less damage. You could also, so let's say Davkis, you join, you put both of your points into offensive, Raina joins and puts both of her points into defensive. It makes them both harder to kill, and they do more damage. But basically, think about how you would like to, if you guys are going to assist these guys, how you would like to ride into battle. If you would like to, for example, like Reyna and Deacon, you guys are on horseback. If you'd like to ride in with the cavalry, you can both join one of those groups and ride in together, and we'll increase the stats for them. Or you can stay behind and kind of freelance. No one's going to get the bonus from you then if you're not fighting with a group.
I'll fight with a group.
Okay.
I could fight with the siege engines, right? And then like increase their range.
Yep.
I'll fight with this one here.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to do this. Zamira, you should be able to move your group. Rainer, are you fighting with that cavalry?
Yes. I have a question though.
Yep.
Since you were cutting out really bad when you were explaining points and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got 2 points that I can give to them in any spot. Am I able to remove it and reallocate it at any time?
Yes, you just can't do it mid-turn, right? So basically every turn you say, I want to do 2 additional, let's say, damage. After you do your attack, you're not going to be able to say, okay, now I want to take those points and put them back into defense. Your defense will be, kind of the standard defense of 10. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Okay, cool. I'm trying to remember how I actually had this designed, and I remember now. Cool. Okay. But at the beginning of each of your turns, you get to determine for that turn or for that entire round of initiative how you would like those points attributed to the group.
Okay.
I think it'll make a little more sense once we actually start. And I'm going to just scoot Pismo over here with Deacon, who's just helping. Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys should have control of your respective groups. Go ahead and roll me some initiatives. The rest of them are all just going to kind of move on their own.
I don't have control over my group.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Or Pismo.
Well, Pismo?
Do we know what the range and stats on their siege weapons look like at all, or no?
It's the same as yours. So it's 8 range and 1 1 movement. Get our initiative up. Okay. Davkis, give me an initiative roll.
Sorry.
And we're going to do basically turn and turn. So when you guys move, the enemy is going to have the option to move one space. And once you're within, move one of the tokens. Once you are within an attack range, we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, Deacon, yep, number on Dakis, we got 8, cool. So Zamira, you are first.
Okay, so normal like range, right? You said as far as moving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is,
and then you can put your 2 points somewhere, so you can give them 2 to run speed, for example.
Nope. That's
if you wanted them to be able to move up quickly, right?
Attack and defense.
Just offensive.
Points. If someone has a specific ability that would improve their group, let me know and we'll figure out how to work that in.
What do we
change you on your abilities?
What do I need to do with the points? Do I need to tell them to you, or do I need to enter them somewhere, or is it a modifier? Okay, I'll do both to offense.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead, and I'm not going to go up too far there, but we'll kind of do it like pawns and chess. We will be there on the front lines next to Abacus. So I'll move me with it, though. Sorry, hold on. It just won't unselect for some reason. There it goes. All right. And do I
battery low?
get a normal turn, or
that is
can I even really?
That is your turn for right now. Hold on one second.
All right, fair enough. I'll stay here then.
Charging battery.
Okay.
So the movement speed, is it 3 of the huge thing? Like, is it 2 squares
at a time?
Basically,
you can go from corner to corner. So The distance here is set for squares versus feet. So if you can trace from where your token is to where you'd like it to go, that's basically where you can move. So Davkis, for example, could move from the upper right corner and put his upper left corner and put his lower right corner where I am there. So it gives you a little extra.
Oh.
Oh, I moved a little too far. Then.
That's fine. You're good.
There we go.
All right. So they move. Whoop. You see, as you start to advance, 1, 2, 3. A group of orcs starts kind of running down the hill towards you. Next up is Deacon.
I'm gonna move over here.
That's the speed on yours is 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You said that you can't put the point into movement, right?
Correct.
Offense or defense.
Right.
Okay. Never mind then. I'm gonna put it into my range then.
Okay.
And
well,
it's.
We're gonna increase the one that you're on by. What does your spell sniper do?
It doubles my range on attacks that have an attack roll. Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Cool. Oh, and I can't do that. Can't do double digits.
Holy shit.
So we're just gonna say that it's. Yeah, you're able to sit here in mathematicals. That sure, why not? Okay. So you can go 16. Did you want to move at all?
Okay, so I can hit that thing from where I am now?
Yep.
16 away, damn.
So I'm going to move up to here.
Alright.
And shoot that thing.
Your points are both into damage?
Yeah. That's what I would do.
So a normal hit would be rolling a 10 or higher. Each point you're putting into offense is going to increase whatever you roll by 5. So if you were to roll a 5, that's going to turn into a 15 if you're putting both of your points in, so that would be a hit.
All right.
You get me? And then putting them into defense increases or reduces the amount of...
It didn't follow anything you did.
Are we just all... What is with Skype tonight?
I don't know. It's really bad.
It's gotta be their servers, it can't be us. I mean, 3 different
hosts, yeah.
On a different call with one, and everyone's having issues.
Okay, well, good.
You can just go to Hangouts.
Yeah, you want to just move to Hangouts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wanna shoot a link?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll put it in this chat.
Bye.
Alright. Keep in mind if you're joining, you may be joining muted.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice and clear. Cool.
Isn't there a way to limit the pulse so it...
There's an adjust bandwidth usage.
There we go. Audio only.
Where do you see the adjust bandwidth usage?
Click the little bandwidth icon up at the top. Like right next to the video.
Yeah, mine's all the
Return
way
camera.
up. Okay, cool. Well, let's go. Alright, so Samira moved. Orcs moved. Who's up next? I'm sorry, Deacon moved. And he's going to shoot. Go ahead and roll me a D10. I'm sorry, D20.
Say D10. I got gimped.
No modifier or anything like that?
Correct. Your modifier is the plus 2 points that you put in. So you rolled a 10, which would hit, but you're also adding 2 points to the damage. So it is a 20. You see how that works?
No.
I understood it. But
Okay. You have 2 offensive points. Each one is worth basically a an attack bonus of 5. So you roll the 10, you put both of your points into offense. It adds both of those together, so that would be a 5 for the first point, a 5 for the second point, gives you a total of 20. So you would have hit regardless, but you hit him even more. Let me move him back, my bad. And you...
think I understand.
Yep, and you hit him for 1. Basically, you do a point of damage when you hit. We may increase that if it takes too long. But, okay, go ahead. Who is next? Davgus, go.
Cool. I have rage. Is there any benefit that kind of gives to the group, or no? Like when I do decide to rage, or like if I decided to rage at some point during the battle?
Potentially. We'll figure that out when you do it. I should also state that if your group dies, you're going to be fighting whatever is left of whatever groups you were fighting.
Can we switch to another group?
Yep, you can switch to another group.
If there's one
totally
there.
Fine. All right, so Davkus moved. Can't really attack anything from where you are. All right, Reyna, it's your turn.
So my 2 are going to be in defense for the time being.
Okay. All right. We're going to... so she moved. There's not really anything else she can do at the moment, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Orc cavalry mounted on wargs starts kind of charging down towards the other cavalry. Zamira, your turn.
Okay, so I'll just move. Let's see here.
And Jason, are you just going to kind of move everybody else between things, like the rest of our garrison?
Oh yeah. Oh well. Each group. Yeah. So, yes. You guys will move, and then we'll get a turn for them. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll move.
And if we weren't able to fire, if we didn't have anything in range during our movement, does that allow us to have the attack readied?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. I think I am in range for that rider.
Yep. And I'm sorry, that Orc Rider should have the same stats that... No, never mind. You're good. Go ahead.
What are... Well, you have your two bonus stats too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are you adding it to?
Alright, so just roll a d20.
Yep.
What are you adding
what are you adding your bonuses to?
Oh, one to attack and one to defense.
Okay, cool. Yep, so that attack hits, and you're hitting these guys here.
Alright, and we're all looking at, like, things that we have that we can actually use to benefit our little group here. Can I...
That's kind of... The intention was, like, that your benefit is the points, but I also understand that I don't want to like shortchange you on actual abilities of your character. I'm trying to treat this like it's a big battle, and whatever abilities you have as a character, those are happening while you're fighting. Does that make sense? So like your 2 to defense would be you helping like either heal someone who got hit by an arrow, or provide some kind of like guidance on a save or something like that. Does that make sense?
Okay, yep.
Cool.
Alright, well then, I guess just as a flavor thing then, once we were sort of in position and we saw someone come in range, Reyna, raises Lightbringer, does, her flash of holy light, and blesses her group before they, as they ready their arrows. And so.
Awesome. And see, that's exactly, we'll see, like the normal group here isn't going to get any bonus. but you are providing that extra bonus to yours. That's kind of your abilities being taken into account. I don't mean to shortchange, but you kind of get where my head was there.
Yeah, it sounds good. I just wanted to be able to bless them.
Yep, cool. Well, they're blessed. Zamir, it is your turn.
All right.
And we're gonna say.
Well, and you're moving our pack ones, right?
Yep.
Okay, because
We're gonna put
I
them
just
in.
want to make sure because they would have had their turn before Samira. So
Actually, hold on. I'm not gonna go diagonal. I'm just gonna go straight. Okay, here we go.
There we go. So I've got basically both of their siege weapons associated here. Okay, cool. So Zamira's moving up. Awesome. We're gonna move. We're gonna say this guy 1, 2, 3. It's charging up behind Reyna's cavalry. The orcs. They're going to. Let's see. We're gonna move.
are you attacking also, Zamira, or
Can I attack from here?
you have a range of 6? You're with like an archer group.
Yeah, it's an archer group. Did you
Oh,
wanna?
sorry.
You're good. Did you want?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes actually sense because you do a lot of archery. But yes, go right ahead and roll your attack. And I'm assuming you're putting all into attack.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's just a 1d20. Is that
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Okay.
And that hits.
Oh.
So that's up 15 because you added 2 points. Cool. Okay.
Okay.
So you guys send a volley of arrows over, and Zamira, you shoot kind of into this group of only 9 remaining warg riders. One of the arrows catches one of the riders in the chest, and he falls off dead. All right, so we have one of the groups is kind of moving up to back up Reyna and her cavalry group. I'm going to go ahead and move 1, 2, 3. This group down. Cool. Okay, and Deacon, your turn.
So what groups have been damaged? If I remember correctly, it's this one.
Yes,
And
that one.
Which other one?
And this one here. I'll go ahead and throw some tokens on them.
And the left guy is just they're warg riders, and these guys are just like infantry.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna shoot this guy here.
Okay.
You don't need to put the yellow thing on there if you just down their HP, since the HP bar is only 10 for them.
You see the HP bar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. 6, and you were in offense, so you're good.
Yeah.
All right, you hit, and Davkus, your turn.
Just to confirm and I'm just trying to make sure that I'm playing the battlefield right.
Mm-hmm.
So this group back here, have they moved at all, or
They have not. No.
Okay, so they're choosing to specifically stay still. Okay.
Yeah, these guys are all kind of intimidated by this group of orcs. So you guys leading the charge is kind of instilling some confidence in them.
No, and that's fine and everything. I wanted to make sure that I'm like if there were some things that hadn't moved up, like I'm trying to kind of be aware of my surroundings on the battlefield. Basically,
I got you. Okay.
That's kind of the whole idea behind it. So,
It's your turn, Davkus.
Yep,
Okay,
I'm moving
gotcha.
up there. And I'm going to put 1 in defense, 1 in offense, and attack this group here.
Okay.
And I would imagine I'm raging kind of as this thing's going on.
All right. They had a ready action to hit someone who was close. You hit them. They hit you because they rolled over a 15. So they're going to take 1 damage. Your group's going to take 1 damage. You guys kind of getting how this works?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Reyna, your turn.
All right. We are going to attack those warg riders again. And now with where we are on the field, those other, were they ballistas?
These guys up here?
Are
Just catapults in the north and ballistas in the south.
okay. Sorry, I had to cough. Do the ballistas need to be manned in order to fire?
No. Nope. But you guys only get one. One of those groups is going to move on not y'all's turn. So right now I've just been moving up infantry and stuff. They do not need to be manned now.
Okay, so maybe I'm confused. So only one unmanned group out of all of them can move per turn?
Yes.
So those aren't going to attack on their own, or they just can't
They will
move?
attack if something is within range. Just like the orcs, every time we go through, basically you guys are getting to move 3 more times than the enemy or 4 more times per round.
Keep in mind, I'm buffing the range of the group I'm with because of the feat that I started at the beginning of the game. That's the only reason I can hit them.
Right, and the other ones only have a range of 8, so I would want to try to draw the enemy towards us so we stay out of range of their ranged weapons, and hopefully get them close enough so that we can use those other our ballistas
makes sense.
or whatever. So, I am, like I mentioned, going to fire on the Warg Riders since they have the highest movement speed.
Okay. And you had 1 and 1? No, you had 2 and...
Yes, I had 1 and 1.
Okay, cool. So that hits. And there is half of that group remaining.
Okay.
Did you want to move it all?
Can I... Let's see. Okay, there's no one who can reach me in their next turn, so we're going to stay. Yep, so I'm done.
Okay. Zamira.
I'm going to, let's see here. Let me see what
Who's the mirror before the other forces?
Oh.
The other forces.
She just is. Don't worry about it. I threw him on the board late. So what I'd like to do with movement speed is, let's do this. So you see how like your groups take up 4 squares?
Mm-hmm.
Just so that we're moving a little quicker, let's do like move 4 squares, move 4 squares. That's a movement. You get what I'm saying? So if you can move 3, for example, Dan, on your group, you would go 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I get it. Okay. Well, I'm just going to fire on these.
Okay, go right ahead.
So that won't change your range. Your range is still 6 squares, but your movement...
Right.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, nice. And a crit, so you're actually going to do 2 damage to that group. Excellent. So there are only 2 Warg Riders in that group remaining. Next is the... I almost said Alliance. How ridiculous. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. This cavalry is going to come up, and they are going to attack the orcs that are right next to them. And they miss horribly. And next is the orcs. We're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. And they don't have any ranged weapons. Deacon, it's your turn.
I am still going to shoot those the same group of Warg Riders.
Gotcha.
Try and get them out. Just eliminate the group entirely. Again, putting everything in my offense.
All right, so that hits. There is 1 remaining.
And I'm going to move here.
Davgus.
I am going to move here.
All right.
And still... yeah, I'm still going to attack this group.
Okay.
And I'm going to put 1 and 1 again.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So you hit, and you guys kind of, as you're moving away, one of the guys kind of under your command decapitates an orc as you're running by, and his head just kind of drops, and he blinks a couple times, and he is gone. The light in his eyes dies. Raina, your turn.
Going to attack the same group we've been focusing on.
Let's do this. You can also move through an enemy square, but you're going to take an opportunity attack. That kind of makes sense, right? Like your group would be able to run past another group. Okay.
Alright, and now with the change in movement, they are in range. So... we're gonna... shift
you crit?
two.
Okay.
So that way they'll have to get in range of both those groups if they're gonna, or three groups if they're gonna try to attack us.
All right. So you send or have your bros send a volley of arrows onto the one group, and crit was going to do 2 damage. Apply the extra damage to another one of the groups that's nearby, or that was within range.
The other Warg Riders.
Okay. Cool. Excellent. Okay, Samira, your turn.
I'm going to fire on these that are here.
Okay.
Oh, whoops. Forgot to put the space. Sorry.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Next is the Siege. The Alliance. These guys are going to, let's see, we're going to move some more forces up. We're going to say 1, 2, 3. They're getting a little more, or feeling a little more empowered as you guys are charging in. The orcs are going to send one of their siege weapons. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. This group is going to come south. Deacon, your turn.
Did none of our forces in the center kind of attack each other, or did I miss that?
These guys did, I believe. They attacked.
Okay.
This group would have been able to attack the orc group. Let's go. Go ahead, Deacon. I'm sorry. I'll just do this while you're... And they hit. So
Who were they attacking?
The group that is just north east of Dacus.
Okay. I'm going to shoot, I think this guy over here. Because he's the only one that has range attack, right? All the other ones?
Yes.
Other than the guy all the way to the left?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to shoot him. The
Okay.
guy over to the right.
So 5, and you put both in, so yeah, you're 15. Yeah, you hit. Cool.
I'll be all in offense until
Davkus.
Worried about getting in range. Yeah. Take a half step sideways and then attack, again, this group. 1 and 1.
Sorry, don't mind that. That wasn't on your group, but I didn't realize that this guy was out of range. And you hit. And which group did you do damage to? Excuse me.
This
The one. Okay. Excellent. All right, Raina, your turn. Can't hear you.
Sorry. Give me just a minute to do a little bit of measuring here. Alright, we're gonna move up 1 here and fire on the wargs again.
Okay. All right, that hits. Zamira.
I'm going to fire on these again.
All right. Hits. We're going to do this. We're going to say that anything over, and we'll start from now since it's a new round and they're going first. Anything over a 15 is going to do double damage, crits, or 3 times, just to move it along. Is that cool?
Cool.
As we're trying to figure this out, or I'm trying to figure this out. So we've got, let's see, this group's going to come up 1, 2, 3. Nothing else has an opportunity attack. All right, orcs are going to come. This last group of warg riders, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Deacon, your turn.
I'm gonna shoot the same group.
All right,
These guys up here.
these guys. Yep, gotcha. Nice. So that's going to do 2 damage. Okay, excellent. Davkus, your turn.
Cool. Attack the same group.
Excellent. All right, Raina. You're muted.
Dang it. Right. I'm going to move 1, 2. Sorry, I have a tickle in my throat. Going to fire on the ranged guys over here.
All right.
And, oh, sorry, let me actually roll.
So you did 1 and 1 though, right? So you still hit. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Some,
And I only moved 2, so I'm going to move 2 back, so that we stay out of their range.
okay.
So I kind of send them out, sort of in a loop, as they're running by. They all take a shot and then
Cool.
run back.
Makes sense.
I went for the same group again right here.
All right. Go ahead.
I rolled.
Oh, my bad. And that's over. So that is actually 2, and they are gone. I think what I should have done is given you guys like an actual damage roll, like a D4 or something like that, and you do as much damage as you roll.
And we can still do that. It's up to you.
It's a new round, so yeah, let's do that. You guys will roll an actual damage roll as well. So basically you're adding to your AC or your attack roll just from being in your group with your attribute points, and we'll roll a D4 to see how much damage you actually do. So it is their turn. We're going to say that, let's see, this cavalry is going to move up and try to engage those orcs. 1, 2, 3. They're going to take a swing. Let's see if they hit. 18, they do, so they do. We're going to say twice damage because they got over 15, right?
Well, you said the 1d4 for the damage roll.
Yeah, so we're, okay. Well, they're going to do 2 damage anyway. Yep. Cool. Okay, and these guys are definitely starting to feel a little better with you guys, kind of leading the way. I'm going to pull the dead off of the field just so that we're not having to click over them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. This group's going to come down. And Deacon, your turn.
Still going for that same group.
All right, go ahead. And we're going to say because of so 5 and you were doing 2, so 15, that hits. Go ahead and roll me a damage.
A D4?
Yep. I feel like the siege weapon should hit harder.
Maybe they could get like a D6.
I was thinking like a D6 or a D8 do double damage with the siege weapons because their movement's so slow.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do a D8 on so twice as much damage with the siege weapon.
I was gonna say, if you
Nice.
still roll ones, I'm just gonna laugh my ass off.
Boom.
I would have too. Just 4 1.
So you send, and we'll do this. So Deacon is with and that's why they're doing double damage, because he is actually moving the group of them up. Davkus, your turn.
I am going to step over and attack this range group here, the
Okay.
archers.
Nice. Okay, and roll me the d4. All right. Raina. Raina?
Oh, sorry, it's already my turn. That was quick. Um, I'm going to switch. Actually, never mind. I'm not.
You can, okay. Yep, you guys can jump groups. You can do whatever you'd like. If you'd like something to be more potent, we're going to say this. How about this? If you join another group, you add, so like, let's say like if two of you join forces, you're going to add an additional d4 to that damage roll. Kind of like that.
That you're saying if we have two people in the same group.
Yeah,
So, like,
they're
if
going to
those
do
are
more
the same
damage.
Or if I joined her, some stuff like that, or
Mhm.
Raina joins Amira.
I figured that would happen. No, oh yeah, okay. But Raina, yes, your turn. Go ahead.
Alright, I'm going to go after the ranged guys over here.
Okay. Tell me your d20 and then your d4. Remember, you guys can use the... I'll look at you.
Nice.
Okay. Cool. All right. So you guys send some arrows over. They kind of stream over or scream over the infantry and catch three of the orcs in the group that's just moved up. Samira, your turn.
I'm gonna like dash up to where Davkus is
Okay.
and towards this group, and we'll take a slice at this one.
Nice. Go ahead and roll me 2d4.
Can I just move since I didn't get a chance
Yeah.
to do that?
Yeah, you can move. That's fine.
I guess I put both of my points in offensive, like I had in the other group.
Okay, that makes sense. So, yep, you get 4, 5, 6, 7. So you guys kind of you join the group, give them that extra surge of they watch you and kind of mimic your movements, and you guys are able to slaughter that group pretty thoroughly. All right. So these guys are very excited seeing the orcs just get absolutely decimated down here. Let's see, this group here is going to move up and engage the other. Yep. And they do a hot 1 damage. Cool. All right. Next up is the orcs, actually. Do I have any more ranged? Nope. Y'all suck. We're going to move this. Siege weapons, just like y'all's are moving together. These three are all going to move down. We're going to say that they all have some trolls that are kind of or not trolls, ogres that are kind of pushing their bigness over. Let me scoot that over. Cool. Deacon, your turn.
If I move these guys up one, are they going to be within range? If I move to here
If they're going to be in range of what?
of me, I can't quite tell like what squares they're on.
There's 17. So yeah, you can do 16.
Okay, they're cockeyed. I was confused.
Oh yeah, I understand. If you wanna pick one of them to hit, that's fine.
Oh, it's up to you. If they're 17, that's fine. I can shoot.
Well, you're right that they're cockeyed, so it's kind of hard to.
Okay.
When you
Then,
trace
yeah, I'll
it, it's
shoot
16. But yeah, go ahead.
I'll shoot the one in the middle.
All right. Roll me damage. All right. Excellent. So you send your one of your ballista bolts into it, and the ogres are kind of scrambling to repair some of the damage that you've done to this giant siege catapult. Next up, Davkus. So 7, 2 in offense, 6 damage to what group?
It's
Oh,
one in
that's
offense,
2d4.
one in defense, but yeah, it's It's the one directly in front of me.
Okay. Excellent. There are 2 Warg Riders there available. Oh, but they can hit these guys. These guys are going to get hit for 1 when when the siege weapons moved up. All right, I'm sorry. And then Davkus and now Reyna.
All right. These guys here, did they just get hit?
Yes.
All right, that's what I figured. It's kind of dumb to get yourself flanked and in range of.
They're really excited.
Yeah, obviously. I guess I'm gonna break from the cavalry where I am and run. Can I just? Do I need to count squares, or can I ride out to join with them?
Yeah, you can just run up and join them. That's fine.
All right. So to give them a little extra damage and
Gonna do 1-on-1.
defense, yeah, because they're gonna need the defense for sure. And going to direct them to not run into the enemy's lair.
Okay.
We're going to attack the group down here that's already damaged.
Go ahead.
Well, this is cavalry, but same thing.
All right.
And I am going to move them away. Let's see, get 3, 1, 2. Yeah, that should be all right.
All right. So opportunity attack provoked on the top group or the north group, and they missed. Zamira, go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna direct them to attack these that are in front of us.
All right.
And both of my 5 are in offense or whatever, so it would be like a
13.
Yep.
So 5 damage. So you were able to cut through them. You've got 3 damage left over. Where would you like that?
We're gonna step up here and attack these.
Okay. I'll move Davkus for him.
Yeah, sorry.
And we're going to do the extra 3 there. Cool. We'll go ahead and move those guys out of the way. Sweet. All right. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's our turn.
Okay. Let's see. This group of cavalry is going to is going to move up. They're going to engage this group that is right next to them. They're going to roll, and they're going to hit. And they're going to hit 4. Nice. And they actually slaughter the shit out of them. Cool. Okay. They are going to move up. And we've got, let's see. Hey, look at that. Siege weapons are going to move up. So we've got 1, 2, 3.
The siege weapon that I hit, you say, like, I don't know how you're working damage for that. If it's...
They have basically less hit points. They do more damage.
I essentially killed one of the guys mans it, and so there's one less crew.
Pretty much,
eliminate the crew, and they can't be used.
Exactly. That's exactly how I was.
Or we could use it. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, you could. Well, it is your turn.
I'm going to shoot the one in the center again.
All right. And that's a hit. And you kind of send the volley of your ballistas over. Is that... Oh, that was the D8. That's right. Okay. Yes, and it explodes it in one of the hits. You've got another 2 damage to place on another one of them. Which one would you like? Or you can pick another target in range.
I'd probably just do like the ballista on the right.
Ballista on the right.
This guy here.
Gotcha.
With a catapult on the right.
I should have done. My bad. Go ahead. Whoever's next. Davkis, and if he's not back,
Yeah,
Samir
are you
is
back?
it.
Okay, I was waiting for him to maybe. Alright, we're just gonna attack the ones that are in front of us. I think he only spent one of his in offense, so it'd be like an 11. I do not know what hits.
Hang on 1 second. That's good. There we go. All right, and that was a. Sorry, that was a hit. Yes.
An 11? That is 11 hit?
Yeah. Yep. And then 4. And to the ones just north of you. Cool. Okay. Reyna, your turn.
Alright, we're going to move up. Let's see. 1, 2. Okay, that's going to overlap Davkis, so I guess we're going to have to move up here and attack.
All right.
And that's it for us.
Cool. Zamira, your turn again because meta turns.
Alright. Right in front of us there, again.
All right. So you have 3 extra damage, and you've got your full movement to do.
Okay. If you want to kill those, I will move us up. So let's see here. We get 3 blocks of 4, essentially. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, like that. Is that how I do it?
You can basically move. One move is moving all of your circle.
So like that?
Into, let's see. Exactly, yeah. So that's
Okay.
good. That's 3.
And you said we have leftover damage?
Yes, you had an additional 3 damage. So you want to apply that to the group next to you?
I'm gonna smack up. Sure, yeah, we'll smack up these.
Okay. So as you guys move up, that was 2d4, good. Yep, you move up, you kind of slaughter the rest of the Warg Riders. These orcs are not looking very enthused about being in this battle anymore. We're going to move, let's see, is that range? We're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to attack this group here. And they hit. Oh, I said they hit. Never mind. And then, yeah, 2 damage. Cool. Alright, not many orcs left on the field. They are going to move, though. They are going to come... I'm going to move this guy off the board. I think they are actually with... Yeah, there's only 2 groups remaining. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. They are fleeing. You can do an opportunity attack on the group that ran away from you, Samira. So roll your 2d4 on that. Nice. So as they turn to run, you guys mow them down. The other group, let's see. That's a miss. Never mind. So the cavalry sucks and misses these guys as they move away. Do you guys want to give chase on the group that is fleeing? It's the last group that's fleeing. We're going to say that the ogres that are manning the siege weapons turn and start running towards the mountains as well.
Yeah, we'll chase them and kill them. I mean, we only have to move like 2 squares to be in range of them, so... Or whoever. Matt, I don't know what your range is, but you can move up and start shooting at them if you want.
Yep,
Yeah,
taking your turn.
my turn, yeah. Actually, it's only range of 1, so I don't know that I'll be able to get there. We'll find out. Probably not. So very close.
What are you at?
Like 17, 18.
Roll me with, we'll just say basically it's a -5. See if you'd hit him.
I'll just roll and you tell me what the outcome is.
Okay.
Those are double digits.
Yep, so that is going to hit.
Sweet.
Do me that damage. Nice, okay. So we're going to say -3. So as they turn to hit, or I'm sorry, as they turn to run, some of these ballista bolts find them. All of the gentlemen that are standing around you, you guys have kind of rallied, are just cheering for you, and cheering over all of their dead, slain orc foes. All right, Reyna. That was Davgus, and you can't do a attack, right? Yeah. Okay. Not with that
Right.
group. Reyna, your turn.
Yep, I'm going to hop back with the cavalry since they've
Nice.
got a much bigger move speed.
Mm-hmm.
Got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And obviously we're going to fire on them.
Okay. That's a hit. All right. There is a sole orc remaining, running like a bitch up to the north. I'm sorry. He looks like he's kind of turned and running this direction.
Yeah.
Zamira,
Well-
your turn.
I will say I'm not going to feel too bad if he escapes, since he can tell them the horrible monsters that
That is what it
decimated
is.
his group. Yeah.
Yep. Nice. And Zamira, I'm assuming you guys would move one closer. Look at
Sure.
that. She was kind enough to roll a 1. Never mind, that was 4 or 5. Yes, so you guys move up, and how many of them are you? 7 plus the 2 of you. So the 9 of you kind of surround this last orc, and I'm assuming kill him.
I guess so, yeah.
I mean-
That's what I think that's what we wanted to do, me and
He's
Davicus.
an orc. Yeah. Cool.
Could question him. You don't necessarily have to kill him.
Oh, if only you weren't in the back and they could have heard.
I know, right? If only they could have heard my input.
So you guys are able to overtake him with your group and slaughter him, and he is dead. And the crowd goes wild. All of these humans who were looking up at these, these guys are not soldiers. They're not, necessarily versed in the art of war. You guys come riding over the hill and are just, all decked out in your gear and look so capable now. You approach them. You gave them that, that extra vote of confidence and led them to victory. And they are just, 3 cheers for all of them! Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! They're just totally stoked that you guys came and got them, rallied them together, organized them, and were able to push them to vanquish this foe. Cool. Did not need the reinforcements that I had planned on the map. That's great. I was like, just in case they end up getting their asses stomped. Obviously, you guys got 4 extra moves per turn than they did, but I think that's actually, you guys using your kind of, like I said, your combat prowess and experience in battle to provide a superior fighting experience. So yeah, you have vanquished the orcs. They're laying, there are 80 orc bodies laying around. The wargs have kind of taken off as their riders had been slain. There's a couple dead orcs around. But orcs litter the battlefield. There's a few dead humans or of the Waterdeep Guard that you're able to collect and bring back to Waterdeep. These guys would, escort you back to Waterdeep and let you in the gate. The other forces of Waterdeep have pushed back their groups as well. Yours was kind of the holdout. They weren't expecting such a large force to the north, and probably the north would have fallen if not for these 4 brave champions that came riding down the coast road at just the right time. Cool. So let's see. What are we saying? What's the XP on 3 cave trolls, 3 slams, 20 orc archers, 30 orc raiders, 40 orc infantrymen. Yeah. There we go. So actually, for experience, what I was planning on doing, I was going to do something a little different because that would be a little hard to compute because you guys didn't, it's also split, Dan, between the 80 of you, or 84. Right, there were 80 humans and then 4 of you. So we wouldn't want to do that. Who was the farthest from 6? I think that was Caitlin.
The farthest? Yes. Oh, yeah.
And how far away were you?
I think I'm like 3,300 away or something. I'm pretty far.
So
let me see. I have 10,790 and we need 14,000.
10,790, you need 14,000?
Mm-hmm.
Why is nothing working? Oh,
but I don't know. I could maybe get a little extra for risking my life for everyone and shimmying on that janky ass rope that we rigged up. And
well, what I was going to do is that all of you get the difference of that. So basically the 3210, everyone would get that much experience. That would get Zamira to 6, the rest of you into 6. How does that sound? This was a big battle that you guys helped with. There was obviously the experience and things in the cave, which is somewhat difficult to put a number value on. But is that fairish?
You said we each get 3,210 XP? Yeah, that sounds bad.
So that should get you into 6. Everyone should be 6.
And entire evening, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is your previous gold, basically. So.
Oh, sweet.
Everybody grab that, and then I can take it off my guy. So that was from the cave system we were in.
Do maybe these orcs have anything cool, or no? Just basically just shitty orc weapons, I'm guessing.
Yeah, just shitty orc weapons. You do find a couple different standards and markings on their armor that looks like it indicates that they're from looks like 3, maybe 4 different tribes. You guys would be able to gather that and potentially bring it to someone in Waterdeep to see if you can find more information about that.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'll put it on the info list for our person we're going to see while we're here anyways.
We can finish the screaming because we're out of combat.
As a heads up, I won't be here next week, so I'll be out of town.
So I had one more thing that I wanted to do, and I don't know if I'm drunk enough to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. So there is basically, these guys welcome you back into, welcome you into Waterdeep. This group that you fought with is, obviously very appreciative of the assistance that you gave them during the battle. We'll say the Battle of North Waterdeep, where 4 champions seemed to come out of thin air in their darkest hour and provided some much needed tactical and just support. So as you're sitting in the tavern that night, and they're kind of what was it, lamenting? Would that be? Is that correct?
Yeah.
So they're talking about the day, and everyone's kind of going over like, oh man, you should have seen Davkis. He did this, and Zamira, as she held her mace up, and it just brightened the air around it. I mean, we were in broad daylight, and this thing was like a second sun. Deacon's in the back, and he's just lobbing frickin' ballista bolts at these orcs and destroying their siege weapons, and Zamira's jumping around all nimbly bimbly, slitting throats and just murdering people. So one of them comes up to you, and what was that? I heard a thing. Hail Mary's baby, right? One of them kind of steps up to the front of the tavern, and kind of strums his guitar a little bit, and begins to sing you all a song. You might recognize the melody.
Mic off.
Burn from the peaks of the sword mountains. Have the gods we pray to forgotten us? Stand fast, hold the line, and death comes swiftly. Come now, soon asleep we'll be. As the horns blow their thunderous plea, I hope a hero's strength enters my feet. And as the horns blow their thunderous plea, I hope a hero's strength enters my feet. Look, friends, up ahead on the horizon. Here come the champions we've called. And as the horns blow their thunderous plea, I feel a hero's strength moving my feet. Oh, victory is ours. Watch the foul ones flee. I feel a hero's strength moving my feet.
Mic on.
Cool.
Yep.
Wonder if Kadrin was asleep for that.
I don't know.
Not asleep, but the audio didn't play for me. So
Oh, that's right, because it's in Roll20.
Oh man.
Aw, it was awesome. I thought it was awesome.
Can link the,
Brandis didn't work.
You missed Jason singing a sweet song to us.
That was one of the guys in the bar.
Jason, I demand an encore.
Yeah.
Negative.
This has an awful lot like the voice that's been in our heads this whole time.
It was like I want a song that they would sing these guys. I'm like, I can't find anything. And I was like, I found the Game of Thrones theme, and I was like, I'd probably write lyrics for those. Good deal. So you guys are kind of hailed as the champions of the battle for North Waterdeep. We will continue next week. What I'm thinking is, be thinking about this. So you guys have reached town. you were looking for work, it's something to do. Each of you does find something, not necessarily together, so you can determine what you were doing. We'll say that you guys, took maybe 2 months or so. That's also part of what I was doing the, kind of the large amount of experience here for. You guys take a couple months and do whatever it is that you do. So you guys are in or around Waterdeep. You're welcome to kind of decide how you spent that time. And if it was together, was it solo? Did you join a group? Did you open up a shop? What happened? And we'll kind of figure out where we're going to go from there at the next session. And so like Dan was saying, he's not available next week. Rachel and I are going to be on the road to Alabama, so we won't be here either. So we'll probably skip next week and rejoin the week after that.
Cool. Question for you, since we've got a couple months here, is I know that there's like abilities to like train and whatnot. How would that potentially kind of play into this? Like if one of us wanted to, train in swordsmanship or endurance or something in general, how would that kind of work?
I think most of that. Okay, so you're talking about like getting a proficiency in a new skill.
Well, and that's why I'm just not completely sure, because I know some of the stuff that I was reading, like it pretty much, like it's up to the DM on all of that stuff, but it usually takes a couple of months to do it. So that's where I just wasn't kind of sure, what you're kind of potentially opening the doors for us to do.
Well, I'm kind of, that's just it, is I'm not sure what I'm opening the doors for you to do, and I'm interested to see what you come back with.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, yeah, as long as it's something that's reasonable. Obviously, if everyone's like, I learned 3 feats in this time, and I'm now proficient in all items, or something like that. Like if someone wanted to pick up a skill that makes sense for their character, that makes sense. You're also level 6, so do you get a new skill at this level? Or is that
that's 8, I think. This one is we get to get one of like our chosen path items.
And that's kind of what I was intending, is letting you kind of role play the additional class stuff that you're actually doing right now. But if you come up with something that is, I don't know, something inventive, let me know and we'll figure out how to make it happen. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, congrats on level 6, guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Absolutely. It was a good bit of fun. It was, you could definitely tell that there was, it's a little bit of learning experience on both sides for the mini game.
Yeah, I wanted to do something that was a little different, and I was looking at how to do battles online, and there was some info, but there's not. I mean, I guess there are some mechanics, but some of the mechanics were like super, super complicated. So I wanted to simplify it, but obviously you also want to, make it flow better. And I think we hit a pace there that everyone wasn't having to, divide by 0 to run through their turn. But yeah, I think you guys did a good job. It kind of did what I was hoping it would do, was really turn the odds in the Waterdeep Force's favor. And you guys kind of ran in like, oh, orcs. Yeah, we fought them before. Come on, you do it like this. And you kind of bring that group in and just decimate. They're able to, kind of follow your lead and your example.
23,000 for level 7, by the way. So in case anybody's updating their sheet.
I also figured that you guys are going to get, into level 6, but it's going to take a hot minute to get a 7 anyway. So
yeah,
it wasn't going to be too terribly big. So at this, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.